Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block. I'm your host, the enlightened, excited Eddie. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Edward. How are you this fine evening as we are sitting here live on multiple platforms?
I am doing good. I went up to South Bend to go celebrate my goddaughter's birthday. She turned 9. We went to a golf spot, so we played some mini golf. We had cake. We sang happy birthday. I got her a gift card and everything. And so I was up there for a bit. I didn't stay long. Like after the party, I turned around and came back home and everything. I didn't get enough food in Indiana. And I'm just like, next time I go up there, I'm gonna get some food.
I didn't get enough food. That's
yeah. When you sent me the picture today, I was just like, oh. I was at my goddaughter's birthday.
Yeah, Miles had his birthday today. His birthday's actually Monday, but his birthday party was today, and he wanted a Mario party, which was fun. And yeah, he had his Mario hat on and his Mario glasses on.
Yeah,
and we were like, Miles, who are you? He's like, it's a me. And I'm like, that's funny. And then he would be like, I was like, what time is it, Miles? He's like, it's Mario time. I was like, yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
he had a blast. He had a blast. It was fun. I think it's really fun seeing him start to kind of start being into the things that I was into when I was younger. Cause like, even though like I wanted, like, I mean, Riley shows some things, right? But like,
yeah,
it's different with him, you know? And it's just really fun to see him kind of, you know, cause he's like into Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and, you know, video games, and he's like really excited about. I showed him the trailer for the that Marvel game that's coming out by the Ninja Turtles devs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, he's so excited.
That emu is on fire.
Yeah, and you know, what is it? Tribute Games is doing it, right? So
yeah,
it's
Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Yeah, he's really excited for that, and it was really fun to see him excited for games because, like, I don't know, I can't ever tell if they're going to be into something or not, and he just very clearly is, and it's really fun to see him be excited for that.
Yes, that's so cool.
Oh my gosh, dude, he's like, it's Captain America and Wolverine. And then like the characters you didn't know, he's like, who's that? I'm like, that's a character named Nova, buddy. He's like, oh. And then Nova pops up again. He's like, it's Nova. Like he had known who the character is for like, you know, the whole time. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. But yeah, I'm just like, man, I'm like, I'm really exhausted from everything.
You didn't hide anything, right? You just like, I'm having fun with the kids.
Yeah,
it's a birthday party.
I mean, we hid his gifts downstairs, right, and like brought him up when he was ready, but we didn't, like, you know.
Okay.
So good. It wasn't like a Christmas thing where it was like, oh, surprise.
Did you guys do like cupcakes or anything, or just like regular cake?
We did regular cake. It was a Mario Kart cake, actually.
Oh, cool.
I'll send you a picture of it later. It was I thought I sent it to you. Maybe I sent it to Stephanie.
Yeah, I only got the one picture.
Yeah, okay. I'll send it to you. It's fun. It was cute, dude. It was so fun. And like the cake had little Mario Karts on top. But they were real toys.
Oh,
like,
wow.
They're actual carts. Like they're actual Mario Karts. Like like the Hot Wheels ones?
Yeah.
They're like 3 times the size of those, and they're real. Like they have, like the wheels turn, and like you can like they're like real carts.
I know he was excited.
Oh my
He
gosh,
just,
dude. He was like, he didn't even want to eat the cake. He just wanted to go, you know.
but you just like, well, I gotta clean them off first because they got the frosting on them, and then you can
Yeah.
drive them.
Yeah. I mean, it was he's he's a he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. Ronnie looked like she was having fun too. In the back, I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah, she was just there to have a good time. She was, and my cousin and their kid came over, which I don't see them very often, but
Uh-huh.
their daughter is Riley's age, and they are like, every time they hang out, they always have a fun time, and it's really nice to see them kind of get
Bond like
together.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a couple of more months, it'll be her birthday.
Yeah.
I wonder what her theme would be.
Who knows?
What she like.
I don't know, man.
So
I don't know. She like her thing is like coloring and drawing and crafting and stuff. Like she got that side of me of like the art side of me, and then my son got the I want to collect toys and play video games side of me.
no, yeah.
So that's yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's real cool. So we both have birthdays to go to or enjoy, I should say.
Yeah, it was fun. And then my parents came over, and my parents got him this like, so I don't know how into Power Rangers you are, Ed, but they used to have a collectible line called and I think they still do, but since Power Rangers isn't like kind of on right now, they don't have a new line of figures or anything, but they have this thing called the Lightning Collection, which is kind of like, I would equate it to about like the Black Series for Star Wars toys.
Okay.
Like they're a little bit nicer than just the generic toys that they put out, right? They're meant for kind of adult collectors and not kids,
like
right?
Kids, yeah.
And they're like depending on which ones you get, they're like $35 or $40 a piece. My mom got him one, and I'm like, where did you find this? And it's not even like the regular line. It was like the limited TMNT crossover line.
Oh wow!
So it's like she got him a shredder.
Yeah,
it's called Morphed Shredder, and it's morphed with the Green Ranger stuff. So it's like Shredder, but his helmet is like the Green Ranger helmet, but it still has like the Shredder like spikes on it.
Yes,
and the Shredder shield on the front. And then he has the Green Ranger shield, the gold Green Ranger shield, and his costume is green, but he still has the purple cape.
Yes,
and like the shin, like the spiky shin guard stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. And like he has like these blades, but like the Shredder blades on his hands, but like there's attachable fire that comes out of them.
Wait, what?
And I'm like, oh, this is like really cool, but also like really confusing. I think a lot of people kind of forget that the Green Ranger was a bad guy at one point.
Yeah,
because like Tommy is everybody's favorite Power Ranger, like all the time. It doesn't matter. Like some people like the Red Ranger, like a lot of people like Jason, but Jason leaves after like the first half of the second season, because of long story, but
contracts and stuff.
No, well, kind of, yeah, but like also they were getting screwed because they weren't union actors, and it's a whole thing. You guys can go look it up. I don't really, but that's why the three of them left. It's because they were like barely getting paid enough. But yeah, I mean, like Tommy is like everybody's favorite Ranger. So whether it's the Green Ranger, or the White Ranger, or like the Zeo Red Ranger, like everybody loves Tommy. So
yeah, but I don't know. I was more the Black Ranger and Billy sometimes, and Jason. I think the other the regular cast of the Power Rangers I was into. I wasn't so much into the Green Ranger and White Ranger. I was just like, oh, you're here. Okay, you're saving the day with them. Okay, cool. But like the other five, it's like that was my Rangers that because that was the cast that I knew.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought Zach was cool, which is the original Black Ranger, and
Yes.
yeah, I still like the original cast. I still like. I think when I started like tuning out, like I watched Zeo, but I think when I started tuning out of like kind of caring was when the original Pink Ranger left, and they brought Kat in and to replace Kimberly, and it was like, man, that was, I don't know, it just felt like obviously like the last of the originals kind of was leaving, and then like when Zeo came around, Billy didn't get a Zeo crystal for some reason, you know. So they kind of wrote him out of the show, but like it later came out that he was actually he wanted to leave the show voluntarily because he was gay and there was a lot of homophobic slurs being thrown around the set, and he was kind of tired of it. So he just wanted to leave, which is, you know, understandable, you know.
And then he came back for the movie.
He's actually in the series throughout, like periodically. Like he plays like I don't want to say the Zordon character, but he plays like the leader of a group of Rangers for a season, I think. I don't remember what season it is, but a lot of the Rangers, actually, the original cast comes back at one point or another to lead. Like the Turbo, like Jason and Kimberly are in the Turbo movie.
Oh, okay.
And Jason comes back during the Zeo season as the Black Ranger. You know, Adam comes back as the Green Ranger at some point, which was the second Black Ranger. Yeah, they come back periodically, but and then they have like the special episodes of like the Legendary Rangers, and
yeah,
I think one of the seasons is about a team of Power Rangers who can turn into Legendary Ranger. It's weird. I don't know. Here's the thing. I lost interest after Zero, and a lot of the information I garnered now is by watching Instagram reels with my son because he likes to watch the Megazords transform.
So. I remember watching the movie, the first movie of Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, man. I think that's when like I started paying attention to like story stuff, right? And like the way they got their powers in the movie was different than the way they got them in the show.
Right.
And I was like, what are you doing? And then they introduced the Ninjor character, which was like that. He was supposed to be like this really like, you know, kind of ninja, but really like a samurai character of like really wise and intelligent. And then he had like this cartoony 90s voice, right? And it's like,
yeah,
come on.
When Power Rangers first came out, was the first week like a 5-part series? I think when they first came out,
it was a show.
Oh, it was just the Monday through Friday kind of 30-minute episodes.
Yeah, the first season, according to Netflix, the first season's 58 episodes.
That's why I was wondering, like, because Monday would have been, I think, the pilot episode, and I thought there was like a part 2, a part 3, and a part 4. And
the first like arc is a 5-part episode, or like, you know, a 5-episode arc.
Yeah.
And they call it part 1, 2, 3. And then the Green Ranger arc, like the original Green Ranger arc, is 6 episodes. So like it's a part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Because I remember a lot of shows used to do that when they was debuting their new show. It would be in parts for that week and everything. And then, you know, depending on the ratings or whatever, that following week, it would continue. It would be like that Monday through Friday with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Power Rangers, man. Man, I'm just like, I think Power Rangers is cool, but like, I almost want them to like redo it at some point, which they are, right? I mean, I think I don't know if they announced it or if this was just some weird rumors that people are trying to report on, but like Disney is doing a proper Power Rangers reboot. I think it was supposed to be done at Netflix, which is why they did the movie.
Yes,
but then like Netflix didn't want to spend money on it. They wanted to do it as cheaply as possible. It's like, if you're gonna do it, you can't do it that way. You got to put some money into it. But my
Right.
problem with Disney doing it, and believe me, I you know me, Ed, I'm a Disney fan, but there are just certain properties that Disney probably shouldn't touch, and I think Power Rangers is one of them.
Yeah, because they'll probably have like a 10-episode run or something.
I don't know. Look, if they put as much money into it as like even half as much money as they do like a Marvel production,
Yeah.
then okay, sure. But like, I don't know. But the rumored show, and I know we're going long, and this isn't anything to have to do with Nintendo, but the rumored showrunners of that show are the Percy Jackson series showrunners, which people seem to really like that show on Disney Plus.
I've never seen one episode of Percy
I
Jackson.
haven't either, but I've been interested in watching it just because it seems like that entry of like my kids might watch it when they're a little bit older.
Yes.
And it seems like something they would be interested in. So like I've been thinking about watching it just because of that reason. And it's already been renewed for a third season, apparently. And the second season just started.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I think that show on paper is interesting. And I remember watching the original one with an ex-girlfriend and thinking it was okay. Kind of had that. It was kind of in that realm of like, hey, Hunger Games is popular. What other franchises can we make sort of like Hunger Games? And then there was like Divergent and like Maze Runner and this and
I actually seen Divergent and the Maze Runner.
I liked Divergent.
The first one was really good. The second one was all right. I got lost on the third one. I don't think I liked the third one.
And then they canceled the fourth one. There was supposed to be the fourth one because the third one was like it was supposed to be a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
And then they never finished it. And the actress, I always forget her name. Something Woodley, starts with an S. Anyway, she found out that it was canceled on a plane to Los Angeles to go see to meet with her agent about it.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing. What a terrible way to find something out, huh?
Yeah, the Maze Runner, I was just when that obese kid saying that he was okay dying and then he died, and I was just my friends was crying at that part of the movie, and I looked at them, I was just like, he said he was okay dying, what are we crying about? We had a funny long discussion about that movie. I was just like, he's dead. There ain't nothing that they could do about it. I thought there was supposed to be. Was there a part 2 to it?
The Maze Runner, it's a trilogy. There's 3 of them.
Oh, I haven't seen the second and third one. I was just so like, I'm so over this.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, man. Gotta catch up.
No. Same thing like It Follows. I'm like, this movie. But that's horror. So don't worry about that.
Man, good times, huh? Movies.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we're gonna have movie block anytime soon, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I still need to order my Indiana Jones collection so I can rewatch them. Or rewatch the first 3 movies and then
watch them all. They're all good.
So I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the Crystal Skull and I haven't seen the movie after that. So that's why I want to rewatch just the first 3 and then see those 2. So
I actually like I don't know. I've been in this weird mood where I just need something that's familiar on TV at all times, and I've been watching the Indiana Jones movies again.
Oh, nice,
dude! Crystal Skull is not bad. I'm gonna defend that movie quite a bit.
I heard it's just like campy fun.
I mean, there are 2 parts in that movie that I'm like, okay, this is stupid. This is stupid, right? So there's a part where, like, not to spoil the movie at all. It's not movie, like spoilers for the movie or anything, but there's a part where Shia LaBeouf is swinging on some trees to escape. Like he gets caught up in these trees, and he's swinging on vines with a bunch of monkeys, like CG monkeys. And I'm like, okay, this looks stupid. This looks dumb. And then there's a part where one of the bad guys gets we'll say killed by some ants, which I'm like, that's questionable. But like, and then obviously the end with like, because the movie's about aliens, right? People complain about the ending being weird. I'm like, it's no weirder than people's faces melting looking at a golden box with a ghost coming out of it. Or like you look at Temple of Doom and the guy like reaches inside the guy's chest and his heart's still beating when he rips it out.
Yeah.
And like sets him on fire. Or like The Last Crusade when like there's a 900-year-old knight guarding the Holy Grail. You know, like it's no dumber than that. It just, you don't like it because it's all done in CG, which is like, it was 2012 when that movie came out. Of course it's going to be CG. You know?
Yeah, they moved like the movies moved away from practical effects.
Yeah, it was at a time when people thought CG was going to take over everything, and like obviously now we use CG to, you know, I mean, some movies are still CG slop. I mean, but like a lot of practical effects, CG is used to enhance the practical effects now, right? And that's kind of the way we are, and that's the way it's going on. And I don't know. I like Crystal Skull. I also like Dial of Destiny, which is the newest one,
the latest one. Yeah, that's why
it's weird. It's weird. I think it's a little bit out of character to have like a sad sap Indiana Jones, but like also like just it's, I don't know. I think it's good. I like the movie.
Well, like I said, it's something that I need to watch.
Yeah.
So
just watch it. It's fun. You will probably
laugh.
You'll have words, but because you always have words about things.
I mean, the most thing I would do is just like, when I have words, I'm being sarcastic. I'm commentary on what I'm seeing, and I'm just having a good time laughing, and everything. If I see a movie and I get silent, sometimes it'd be like, yeah, that movie was not popping and everything. Other times I'll be like, if I'm silent, I would leave a movie theater and be like, that was mind-blowing, speechless for me. Like, that was so good, and it's hard to say this, that, and the other. So, but Corey, let's get into some housekeeping.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to people.
Yes. Well, everybody, this is Nintendo Pow Block, the Nintendo podcast for Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network. You can learn more and support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Joining for as little as $1 a month grants you ad-free access to our main shows, early access to Expansion Pass and Video Game Book Club, exclusive access to Power Box, One Up Podcast, and more. Become a Patreon producer at the $5 level or even follow us for free. If you can't support us financially, please head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave a 5-star rating and a great review, as it helps with discoverability. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And make sure you leave a comment or question below. As always, you can follow us on social media platforms at Pow Block Podcast and at Boss Rush Network, and you can find all of our content, including reviews, listicles, features, our daily banter discussions, and more on bossrush.net. For our upcoming content, everybody, I have the recap for the Nintendo Direct that happened Thursday, March 27th. So you guys can go read it, watch the trailers, or you could actually watch the Nintendo Direct, if you missed it. So, that is my content. Corey, what about you?
So I'm kind of getting ready for the Switch 2 reveal. So, I'm kind of prepping stuff for that, and
Mhm.
we're gonna do it live, right here, live on YouTube and Twitch, and probably Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. So you can join us, and I encourage everybody to send us your wildest predictions, because we're gonna read them. Either if you join the chat today, we'll read them on the show at some point, or if you send them in after the show airs, you can we'll read them on the show, because I'm going to ask you to do this too, Ed, but I want everybody to make 5 predictions before the show.
Oh yeah.
And I know we did our 1-up episode, right, that went up last couple weekends ago, about it, but like I want to make 5, you and me make 5 new predictions, but like everybody that's going to be on the show that night make 5 predictions, and I want to see how wrong we all were.
Okay.
That would be, I think that would be fun to see how wrong we all are.
Yes. Yeah, we could do that. Yes, everybody, we're going to be live this Wednesday, talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, watching the direct, and giving our opinions of what is announced and what they showcase. I'm super excited. I'm going to be getting my snacks and stuff ready for that Wednesday. I'm going to be trying to reach out to people to, hopefully I can get some interviews with them, talk about them, just get their opinions and stuff. So I'm super excited. I get to hang out with my crew, to watch it. And I'm just super excited, Corey, for, seeing the system, the games, the release date, the price, just like everything. With this latest direct, we got the Nintendo Today app. We'll talk about that more in Family News, and how that is going to be playing a role in the future Switch 2 and Nintendo. So I'm super excited for that. We didn't do a Nintendo Direct recap for this week.
I didn't really think it was worth doing.
I think it was.
I think here's the thing. When Nintendo Switch 2 comes out and the directs start coming, again, I'm kind of looking at the Switch 2 launch as like not a reset point for us, but a point where like our content can like kind of adjust to that.
Yeah.
And so, I think when that comes out, we'll be more consistent about direct recap shows. But like, man, I don't know, man. That last one was like, it felt like hey, partners are expecting us to announce their games, or tell people when their games are coming out, so we need to do one. It felt like an obligation more than a.
Well, I think with this direct, they said that they're still going to be supporting the Switch. So I think they did this to show how committed they are to the Switch, and then they're going to go all out with the Switch 2. I know people just like, well, Nintendo's crazy for doing this. I'm like, no, it kind of makes sense, because they want to get the word out about how they do, like what's coming to the Switch and everything, so people could realize that, yeah, we still got games coming out this summer, and everything. We still got stuff coming out for this console, and then we will be focused on our bigger system, and everything. I think that's why reason they did it, because of the retro digital games that they're doing, and definitely Nintendo Today is a big thing. And then they just like, I think it's like about 23 announcements for games and stuff. So they were just trying to show that we still got stuff to announce that's still coming to our system for it.
Yeah. And I mean, they promised to support this thing until at least 2 more years. So
yeah.
Look, I'm still of the opinion that remakes and remasters are going to be the primary source of this, right? And so I think they're holding a lot of stuff back still for some reason. Like, I still think Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are coming. I'm shocked they didn't announce those today or yesterday or Thursday.
Thursday. I think they would. I think the biggest, because everybody's just like, they're showing Metroid Beyond in the middle of the directs and not at the end. You would think that would be that big game, but
No, what was that? Tomodachi Life is what they showed.
yeah,
last. I'm like,
Tomodachi Life. Yeah,
that's
the
what you showed
sequel.
last.
I think it's because, you know, on a comedic note and stuff. I think because it did, you know, numbers, and I think it was just easier to end it that way of casual, for a casual game. Where Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, I think they still got a lot planned for that. And they would just want to like give people an update because they have been waiting for so long. With it, and so I think, you know, Prime 4 Beyond could get like its own Nintendo Direct, and they go deep into it. Like, after we find out whatever the release date is, you know, they were just getting hints to it. And I know people were just like, they wish that they had a release date, and I'm just like, we don't need one just yet.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm not as high on like the release date for stuff like that, because like they'll release it when they're ready,
right?
You know, and I think like I said, I still think they didn't announce a release date because I still think they want to get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 HD out.
Probably so, yeah.
And you know, maybe they're working on how they can kind of improve this game for Switch 2, even though it's a Switch game, right? Because like we talked about it last week, but Xenoblade Chronicles X seems to have Switch 2 code in the game, and you know, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and I think with, you know, with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, I think there's so much new things that's in it that they want to, because like we know, Nintendo want to control the message and everything. I think there's so much new stuff in it that, you know, they're getting clips and everything, and they want to make sure that it's right. Because I'm like, the time to really go big for Metroid Prime 4 will be the Summer Direct. You know, you want to be able to give this game its due and give it its focus, because I'm like, Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi Life, Pokemon ZA, and you know how they explain that in Metro Prime 4. Those are some big names. Like, Rhythm Heaven does have a community. Tomodachi Life does have a community, so they want to be able to cover those bases, and maybe it was a chance to get those casual games finally on the system after a lot of their other first party has been on the system and everything, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it's not like I'm, you know, mad that they did one. I think they desperately needed one to let people know that things were still coming.
Right. And I think for like Radu Remaster, the Mystery of the Soulless Army, like that is Devil Summoner 2, a game from Atlas that was on PlayStation 2 that not many people played or even remember and everything.
I don't remember that game at all. I mean, I remember like the Devil Summoner series, but like,
right,
I remember Devil Summoner 1 and 2, not whatever this is.
Well, I think it's this one's the first Devil Summoner 1. They they just renamed it for it. So
all right, well, interesting enough, I guess.
Yeah, you know, everybody's called this. Some people would think, I'm like, why is a whole bunch of Sony games on this system, on this console?
Right, but I mean, and that, on that note, like, you know, which we'll get to at some point, but like, Hot Shots Golf is coming to Switch, which is
Right.
cool, but Bandai Namco is publishing it. So it seems like Bandai Namco has some sort of licensing agreement with PlayStation.
I'm assuming so. Yes, because
Because
Camelot
Freedom Wars also was
came from
published by Bandai Namco, and that IP is owned by Sony.
Because who's doing Patapon 1 and 2? Because that was a
Bandai
Sony
Namco
IP.
also.
Oh, they're publishing it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Dude, that shocked me.
I know.
I was just like, Patapon. I'm like, wait a minute. And that morning, I had just thought about Patapon. I was just like, that'd be so crazy if Patapon showed up on the Switch. And then it was like, Patapon. I'm like, wait, what?
I couldn't remember which game was owned by Sony. It was that or Loco Roco, but then I looked them both up. I'm like, they're both owned by Sony.
They were on Sony.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because Loco Roco was coming. Is Loco Roco coming?
No.
Oh, no. It's just Patapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I now I have to ask you about Disney Villains Curse Cafe. I was just like,
pass. Nope.
I'm like, is this up? Can I tell you something? I actually thought it was DLC for Disney Dreamlight. Disney Dreamlight Valley. I literally thought it was the DLC, and it wasn't. It was actually an actual game. I'm like, oh, I need to get Corey's thoughts, but
no.
Yeah.
It seems like this is coming out because their big villains land is opening and Disney World at the end of the year. And so it seems like they're really pushing Disney villains and like park themes, park themes. So it's all about that synergy, Ed, you know?
Synergy. Sorry.
Synergy.
Jim and the holograms. She's like, come on, synergy. She's such an eerie. Everything. The one that really threw me for a loop, Corey, that I was just like, wait, what was the Gradius Origins? I know this is why it's big. Even though this is Konami shoot 'em up, one of their big games and stuff. I never got to play the arcade version of Life Force. I know about Gradius being in arcade and being on Nintendo consoles. This is the first time the Salamander games is coming to America, and part 3 being a brand new game. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, I thought Konami would sell Salamander 3 by itself, but no, they threw everything in the collection. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a shooter's dream. Because, I mean, the Gradius series is known for their challenging gameplay. And I beat Life Force on the NES. And then just seeing Salamander, I'm like, oh, Konami is still in their collection bag of like releasing past games, like putting it in a collector's edition. So I mean that's smart on them, and these seem to be the arcade versions, and not like the Nintendo Super Nintendo versions, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know. I think Konami seems to be kind of maybe not as elegantly, but seems to be doing things the way that, you know, Atari has been doing them for a while, right? So,
yes. So,
sorry, this is quite a tangent.
No, Eternal Life of Goldman looks good. I found out that it was a game that got announced for PS4, or PlayStation 5, and it's still not released. I'm like, I've never heard this game. My friend in the UK told me. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, it looks cool. Like, nice artwork for it. High on Life was a surprise. Yeah. I was like, we'll see how that one goes. Monument Valley was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited for Monument Valley, it seems.
I knew about the series, I just never played them, so maybe I'll pick it up in April. It's a very big if. Just like budgetary reasons, everybody for PAX East.
And Switch 2.
And Switch 2, yes. So, yeah, I don't know if you want to go through or do a rundown, Corey, or do you think, like, how would you like to go? Like, do you want to even talk more about the Nintendo Direct or anything, or?
I mean, yeah, I want to talk about it a little bit when we get there.
Okay.
Because there are other games I want to talk about.
Okay. We want to do the family news.
Yeah, it's literally the first story. Ed. Are you not looking at the doc, Ed?
I am.
I'm gonna slap
you. I am, but it's just,
Come on, Ed. Come on.
Hey,
Come on.
You got the source from Nintendo Life and not from Boss Rush. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't trust that guy.
Wait, what? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Ed. Maybe this is bad on me, but I didn't even look at Boss Rush to see if there was one.
Oh. Yeah, I did
me. The first place I go all the time is Nintendo Life because they're the best.
They're pretty much, yes.
And then I do go to other places to make sure I source other places because if you just have that, it's like, oh, well. But look, I would use Nintendo Life as every source if I thought it was a good idea.
Well, everybody, we're going to hop into Nintendo. Corey, go ahead first because I got to look up something that I got from Taco Bell. I just seen it on their menu on Friday, and I'm like, oh, good goody moody, I must try this. And what I got from there was amazing.
Interesting. Well, I mean, we had so we got the Casa del Ria catering for Miles' birthday today, and dude, they give you so much food. So we bought the one that feeds like 8 to 10 people.
Yes.
And there were 14 people here today? 15, 14, 15. And we have a whole tray nobody touched. And 2 bags of chips and a whole thing of salsa that nobody touched. Because they give you so much food. And it's so cheap. Like it is unbelievably cheap. Like we got the one for like 8 to 10 people. For 14 people, one tray is not even touched. And so we're gonna eat it for lunch for the next 3 days because we're going out of town next weekend for whatever trip. Yeah. For like less than $100.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not. Like we got like 25 crunchy taco shells, 25 soft taco shells, like 6 huge bags of chips. The only thing we didn't get enough of was the queso cheese, and I'm like, man, that's the best part.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still really good, and Asana bought cheese from the store, so it was fine.
Okay.
But, yeah, man, dude, I ate so much. Dude, I ate so much. Like I was full, and I said, man, I really want more, but I feel like it would be a bad decision. I was telling the people that were here, and then I went back 2 more times to get more food. I ate so much I didn't even eat dinner.
Oh wow! I feel like you had around 7 tacos.
I mean, I stopped counting, so
and I'm assuming you probably had a mix of the soft and the hard, or did you just do straight off?
I like their crunchy tacos a lot.
Okay.
The shells are crispy, and like they're. I don't know how do I don't even know how to describe it. They're like soft and crispy. Not like they're not like too thick. Sometimes you get those chips that are like too thick, or like the shells that are just too thick, and they have this weird crunch to them, and they're just, man, these ones are perfect, man. They're just so good.
Nice.
And then, I mean, I didn't eat any of the soft tacos because like everybody else loves the soft tacos shells,
Mhm.
first of all, and second of all, I'm like, I prefer the crunchies. Like, then you put the meat in, either it's chicken or beef or whatever. You put the Spanish rice in, you put the mixed veggies in with like, the onions and the like the
So you had to assemble it.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was like we laid it out and people could just build their own stuff. Right?
Oh, okay.
And you put like the mixed veggies in with like the zucchini and squash and onions and green
Ooh.
peppers in it and red peppers. And you put that nice little cheese mix on top.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little bit of salsa on top. Put a little bit of the queso on top. And you have this thing that's just going to fall apart. And it does fall apart. But then you use the chips to scoop it up.
So you just like 1, 2. Like I just make 2 right now.
Oh man, yeah.
Another 2. Another 2.
Awesome. It was great.
So you were helping to deplete the hard shells.
Yeah. Dude, we still have like 12. So I mean, I felt like I was the only one even trying with those.
I feel like will that be lunch for you tomorrow?
It's going to be lunch for me for the next 4 days.
Oh. With the chips and salsa.
Yeah. I still might grill tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if I want to eat that for 4 days straight, but I might. I might.
Can you use your chicken, or do you plan on using the chicken with everything else to mix, to do it?
I mean, I'm gonna just eat. I'm just gonna eat whatever is there. I mean, if it's, I'm gonna probably eat the beef first because it's really good.
Yeah.
And chicken. Well, maybe I'll eat the chicken. I don't know. Sometimes when I eat too much red meat, I get sick, but which is why I don't eat it often, unless it's a taco. But yeah, it was delicious, man. It was so good.
Nice.
I am pleased with the results, as they say.
Until you have to cleanse your soul.
I mean, look, I don't need to talk about that.
I just said till you have to cleanse your soul. That's all I'm saying. And I'm leaving it right there.
I mean, I don't need to talk about it. It was a PAX special, as they say. I'm sure everybody can't wait to have that 2.0 version of that.
And there will be a 2.0 version.
I'm not doubting that.
Depends on let's just say depends on the food.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's coming out of you regardless.
I mean, well, anything else, Corey, or
the birthday cake, man.
Oh yeah,
birthday cake, man.
What kind of was it? Vanilla or chocolate or like?
It was chocolate with some of the buttercream icing, which is delicious, and
nice.
Yeah, I loved it. Man, something about birthday cake, man. That's really good. I know you don't have to wait till a birthday to have it, but man, there's just something really good about birthday cake.
Going to the grocery store and getting like the slice cake.
Mm-hmm.
I think they changed it at my grocery store because we used to get like this big square with like frosting at the top. This one, it's the triangle cut, like a regular cake thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that mug is off the hinges. The one I get, or the one that I got last time, it was the vanilla yellow cake, and they had fudge frosting going up for all 3 sections. Man, I ate that mug and I'm just like, dang it, I should have brought 2 because it's so good. And it's just like, it was moist enough that I should have got some milk along with it. But I was just like, this is just too good. Don't need no ice cream or anything. Snacked it up and I was ready to go.
Nice.
Anything else, Corey? Or because I found out what I got Friday from Taco Bell.
Nope. That's I think that's it.
Okay, so everybody, Taco Bell now has chalupas, toasted cheddar street chalupas. The one that I had was the Katina chicken. They have chicken or steak that you could do. Um, they're very small. It's limited time order right now. They're very small. Man, they were so good. They well, what I got in it was the chicken. It comes with cheese. It comes with a chili lime creamer sauce and the onion and cilantro blend. Man, that mug was literally on point. Um, the cheddar chalupas, nice and crispy when you crunch into them. And I was just I got it in a deluxe box because that's the only kind of meal that you could get is in a deluxe box. You could buy it separately by itself. Um, but I was just like, I ate that mug and I was like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, this needs to, even if they had just this as a regular chalupa, like a big shell one, I would buy it. Man, this is a must have. And I'm telling everybody, you get to your nearest Taco Bell and pick it and get it. um it's a $9 deluxe box if you want the meal. I think it with only two of them it's like about $6 or something. But you would not regret it. That lime and cilantro in that mug was so good. Just yeah, it yeah, I'm sorry everybody. I'm just thinking about it now because I haven't like eaten since I left Indiana today. So I might just go to Taco Bell and pick some up and everything. It's amazing. And I kind of want to write to them. I'm like, I hope you guys bring this back or you make this a mainstay in the future because this is top tier good from Taco Bell.
Top tier good. You heard it here first, everybody.
Yes. So, pretty much other than that, I had some sushi Thursday night from the grocery store. They had like some salmon. And so I got that. I got my chicken lo mein and fried rice this week. No pizza or anything like that. I had a Whopper Junior because that was what I when I was leaving Indiana, I stopped at this rest stop and they had a Burger King to it where you could do self-serve. So unless you was paying cash, that's how the cashier would take your order. But if you was using debit card, you was using a screen for it. And so I did pick up some drinks. So you guys probably have seen me drink some stuff. I had the Minute Maid Blue Raspberry for it. I got some 7-Eleven gummy worms, which was really good. This is the other one that I got was Minute Maid Berry Punch. So, and the reason why I got these are flavors that's not sold at gas stations in Illinois. Like, and you cannot get them in the grocery store. So, being on the highway and going to those stops and everything, they had them. So I seen them and I snagged them up for it. And I'm just like, oh, cool. Let me get these drinks and everything. I paid, I only paid like $2.68. I think the cashier forgot to ring up the other one, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna snag both of them and head on out. They won't see me again.
I do that sometimes. But I forget to ring something up, and I'll just be like, "Oh, seems like your fault, not mine. Bye."
Right. They had some hosty cakes that's not sold in the stores neither. Like they had carrot cake donuts, and I'm just like, that's a little bit too much. I don't need all of that this morning. I did get the 20-ounce Dr. Pepper blueberry zero sugar. I just haven't tried it yet. So I'm excited to try that. Yeah, but like those are kind of like the new snacks that they had. I got a monster, a mango monster, and then the pipeline monster. I didn't want any Red Bull at the moment or anything because I kind of just like I just need these drinks. Probably when I come back because I knew I was going to be tired driving back. So I kind of just wanted to drink them and everything. So,
Man, can I just say something about Red Bull?
yes, go ahead.
There's quite the shortage on the monk fruit Red Bull here.
Huh,
And it's
interesting.
very, very upsetting. I'm becoming more and more upset about this because I enjoy it and I can't get it anywhere. And the only like I had to go out of my way to get it yesterday. Yeah, I had to go out of my way yesterday to get it. And I was like, come on. I really have to do this.
There's got to be something.
And I drank it. Then I drank it faster than anybody should, be capable of drinking anything.
They have to have it someplace around you guys.
I mean, I'm sure. I don't know, man.
You just want your normal place that you visit to have.
Yeah, I would like one of the 3 places that I go sometime be to have it.
Corey, I actually seen in Wisconsin the cookie and cream Twix, so they are coming back.
Yeah, I saw them too. I'm kind of over that at the moment.
But it's only the king size. It's nothing for the regular size and stuff.
I mean, what are you doing if you're not eating the king size?
I think because I wait for sales and everything for the king size stuff. Normally my thing is that sometimes the sale price for the regular candy bars, if you get like 2 of them, they equal the same price of
okay, Mr. Candy
that,
frugal
but
candy
it's cheaper
person.
I'm just saying from my job's perspective, nowhere else. Oh, I did have some Twizzlers pull and peel. That was really good too.
Nice.
So yeah,
fun.
So everybody, that is it for Snacktendo. We're gonna get into playing with power. I'm just gonna go, Corey. I'm gonna go first because I don't have much to say. I'm playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. This is like a side game to the Like a Dragon series. I'm playing as Kiru Kazuma, but his new name is Joru. I'm almost done with the game. I think it's like maybe 4 or 5 chapters for it. But yeah, like I'm halfway through the game. I'm doing a lot of side quest stuff to get my character stronger and everything. So it's a fun, and it's a actual like the old Yakuza games that you go around beating folks up. It's not the role playing one like the Like a Dragon series is now. And then for Switch, more Xenoblade Chronicles X. And that's pretty much what I'm playing at this time. Corey, what about you?
Well, I haven't really been playing much since I finished Fire Emblem, mostly because I've been working a lot and trying to catch up on that. But I have been playing Monster Hunter Wilds, because that's the game everybody seems to be playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna give this one a real shot. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try really hard to get into it and be on this train. And I think it's really good in a lot of areas. I think the map is interesting. I think the weapons and the styles you can choose are interesting. I still think Capcom has the best character creator ever made with Monster Hunter, and I'll stand by that forever. You still can't remap the controls. And that is what's turning me off from the game. I can't stand the way that the buttons are mapped.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like I don't know if I'm just not used to it or what, but I can't. There's just something about the way the buttons are mapped that just it's not clicking with me the way I thought it might or would if I spent more time with it, or that kind of thing. So I am going to push through and try to play some more of it. I'm really struggling with it, and and the thing is, it's like, so far it's not a hard game at all. It's just what's throwing me off are the way the buttons are mapped, and this was my major complaint during the test phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I debated on whether or not I should get it, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to get it because I know I'm not going to play it. And then a lot of our friends are playing it, and a lot of people on other podcasts are playing it, and they're like, oh, it's so great, it's so awesome, and I'm like, maybe there's something I'm just missing. So I bit the bullet and bought it, and I still feel exactly the same as how I felt with Worlds, how I felt with Rise, and how I feel with Wilds. And it's just like, I just don't think Monster Hunter is for me. Which on paper it is, because I love Destiny and I love, these games where you go out and, have some fun with your friends and grind out materials and gear to build up better gear, like in different gear. And like theoretically on paper, it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, like I said, it's the controls, man. I can't get over how clunky the controls are. It looks great on Series X. It runs great. It's for me, there's nothing wrong with it performance wise, but I don't know. I'm gonna try some more, maybe tomorrow night or during the week or whatever, but I just can't. I wanted to try to have a palate cleanser before I jumped into Xenoblade Chronicles X, because I do want to get into that game.
Yeah.
And I was trying to decide if I should play Xenoblade 1 or Xenoblade X first. And from what I've been seeing online, and I know this is true, but sometimes whatever, going backwards is kind of hard to do. But people are like, yeah, if you didn't finish 1, just jump into X. It doesn't really connect at all in a major way, and which I knew, right? They don't connect, but it would be better if you just jumped into X without playing 1, and then you can play the trilogy on its own. So that's probably what I'll do next is, maybe I'll just play after we're done recording tonight a little bit. But then I also I played, not a lot, but I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it's Assassin's Creed. It's just the same as the last 3, right? Well,
how does it look on your TV?
It looks amazing. This is one of the best looking games I've ever seen, honestly. And I think the story with Yosuke so far is fascinating. Mm-hmm. That's his name, right? That's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yosuke?
Yeah. The black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the conversation LaRon and I had a couple weeks ago on the Boss Rush podcast was the first time they have a story in feudal Japan, which is the game everybody's been wanting, was it the right move to make it about a black man in Japan? And I wanted LaRon's perspective because, no offense to the white guys out there, but nobody's going to listen to me and my opinion on this type of subject, right? That's just the way the world works. And I wanted to know what LaRon's opinion was on it. And honestly, we hadn't previewed or played the game yet, so we didn't really know. But
yeah,
I thought, man, it is kind of weird that you're going to feudal Japan and there's so many great stories in that era. Why don't you tell it about a samurai or a Ronin or something? But then you think about it, and Ghost of Tsushima already did that. Ghost of Yote is doing that. Rise of the Ronin did that. There's Neo specifically, right? Neo 1 and 2 kind of did that. And so like, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense to kind of lean away from that. And, you know, obviously I always forget the female character in that game. Like she's a big player in that game and you actually play her a lot as well.
Yeah.
But the story surrounding the male character is kind of fascinating, right? He's brought over to Japan as, you know, I think a slave or some sort of like
servant or something.
Servant of some sort, right? And like he kind of kind of takes place in you know, that time frame. If you've played any Dynasty Warriors or Nobunaga's Ambition or anything, like you know the type of era this is set in, and those characters are all in it, right? Like it's the historical fiction part of the story is surrounds that kind of historical era. So I think granted I've only played, you know, a couple hours at best, but like if this is a very interesting way to tell this story that I don't think people were expecting, and they're not hiding it either, which is also a refreshing change of pace, where like usually racial stories, there's some sort of like very surface level kind of implementation to the story to make these companies look like they're, you know, oh, look at us, we're, you know, whatever, and it's
diverse and
just
stuff.
like, yeah, and it's always very surface level or whatever. But this is like, granted, it's Assassin's Creed. It probably falls apart somewhere, and it ends up being about the killing and the, you know, exploring the world and whatever, which is fine. But like up front, the story's pretty interesting. So
yeah, and I mean it's doing well, good, really good in sales. There really hasn't been no complaints from people who actually bought and played the game, and stuff. They're enjoying it. Some people finished it, so you know, I put it on hold until after PAX, because I'm just like I said, budget reasons for right now. I'm like, when I get back from PAX, then I could come and pick it up and give it a play, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I do want to say that like if I had to pick a game between Monster Hunter and Assassin's Creed to keep playing, to keep going, it would be Assassin's Creed. So, which it might honestly be, you know, I'll keep Xenoblade as my handheld kind of RPG experience, and then play Assassin's Creed on TV or, you know, whatever. But yeah, I wanted to buy Assassin's Creed at full price just to show like I like the series.
Yeah,
you know, and like I know a lot of people are waiting, which is fine, right? Like, I mean, Ubisoft's kind of earned that reputation, whether it's good or bad. Like, hey, this game's going to be on sale in like 45 minutes, so you might as well wait. But yeah, I think Assassin's Creed is pretty good, and I recommend it highly. But I know people like to hate on that series for, I don't know, I don't think any real reason, just because it's cool to hate on Assassin's Creed. But
yes,
again, that's just my opinion. I don't know how real that opinion is or not. So I like it though. It's cool.
That's cool. It's good to hear that. Really good to hear that.
Yeah. So go play it if you like open world action RPGs. It does play a lot like, you know, Valhalla. You know, that actually the female character plays more like Odyssey, like faster and kind of, you know.
Which reminds me, I still gotta install Valhalla and Mirage. I want to play those games. I want to give those games a try.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't played Mirage yet. I should go buy it. And I looked and I was like, oh, I bought it already at some point.
Yeah, I got it for Black Friday last year, and I just haven't installed it. Like, it's still in the case in the shrink wrap.
Yeah, I bought it digitally at some point, I guess. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize I purchased this game. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really like Assassin's Creed. I really want to kind of like at some point play through some of the series again, the older games, because like I never finished Unity and I never finished Syndicate.
I haven't finished. I haven't finished none of the Assassin's Creed.
Oh, and I never finished Rogue either. So
I
I finished 1 through 4,
mhm.
and then I finished Origins and Odyssey, but I never finished the 3 in between.
I started the first Assassin's Creed. I've never played it or anything. I may have to do something like that, like do a run for all
like
3 games.
It's the start of a, the typical Ubisoft. Hey, this is a neat concept, but the second game is like where it starts. Kind of like Watch Dogs did, and a few other things that they do.
Yeah,
that's it. And then the only thing I picked up was Xenoblade finally came in. So,
yay!
And then the 2 digital games I just talked about, but you can't show them because they're digital.
Yeah, no gaming pickup for me, everybody. So we're gonna hop into Family News. Corey, take it away.
Yeah, we can go into Family News. There it is. Okay. All right, Ed. Let's talk about this Nintendo Direct that happened, huh? The March Direct, Nintendo revealed a bunch of Switch games and new features, highlighted by Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, a 3.5-minute kind of look at that, and more information on Pokemon Legends ZA, Rhythm Heaven Groove, which I know you're excited about, and then an interesting new feature called Virtual Game Cards, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yes.
Other announcements included Tomodachi Life, and then the cool Nintendo Today app, which I don't know if you looked at it or not yet.
Yeah, I downloaded. Gotta say, I had to go to Nintendo Life to have me like get to it because it wasn't in the Google Play Store. Like I put in Nintendo Today, and it never came up for me to download. I had to do some workaround to get it on my Google phone.
Well, that's what happens when you use Google. If you had an iPhone, you wouldn't have that problem.
Well, it said Google Play. It was going to be in the store for Google Play and iPhone.
I know. I just like to make fun of Google users because I'm a jerk. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, overall, before we talk about some of the games, I don't think we need to talk about all of the games, but before we talk about some of them, I mean, what were your thoughts about this Direct? Because for me, it was just fine.
Okay, so I gave it a B plus. I don't think it needed the bells. Yeah, let me tell you, I don't think it needed the bells and whistles. I think because I was shocked about a lot of the Sony stuff, like Patapon 1 and 2 coming to Switch. I'm like, that's such a great game. Even though I didn't get to play it for PSP, I kind of love the rhythm kind of game, the rhythm feel for it. Metroid Prime looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And I'm just like, ooh. And then it's just like psychability. And I'm just like, Nintendo got some puzzles going on over here. And whatever new is going on is going to be fascinating.
It looks it looks like Halo 4.
You know, like what?
The jungle scenes from Halo 4. And
almost like the same trailer when they first showed it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that big kind of like structure, that kind of triangular structure.
Yeah,
I was like, man, that looks kind of like a Promethean structure in Halo 4.
Because the art style is different. The art style, I'm just like, they went okay, retro, nice.
Yeah, I know. I know some of the people from 343 went back to retro, right, to work on this. Because they left to do Halo because they were obviously retro was working on Donkey Kong.
Right.
And then obviously 343 has kind of, depending on your opinion, has, gone one way or another with Halo and restructured, and they had, all those layoffs and leadership changes, and now it's called Halo Studio instead of 343. And some of those people who left probably went back to retro to say, hey, I know you're working on a Metroid. Plus, like, we were talking about all those hires earlier, like a couple years ago of like
Yeah.
ex Call of Duty and Battlefield people going, and it seems like they're taking almost like a BioShock-esque route with this, with like the psychic powers and using them for puzzles, and
Yeah.
it looks neat. It looks cool, and made me want to like play Metroid Prime remastered again, because I played like the first 5 hours of it and then I got distracted by something else. I think I got distracted by Pikmin, actually.
Nice. I love Pikmin 4. No sleep for Kaname Date. That's the I series from the Summoner Files. That looked very interesting. I'm like, I might actually go back and try it. Radar Remastered looked good. Shadow Labyrinth. This is the Pac-Man.
Oh, the
They
weird
call him
Pac-Man game. Yeah.
they call him Puck-Man. And I was just like, their take on Pac-Man and stuff looks good. Very interesting. I'm like, yeah, this is a game I'm gonna buy and get. Looks like it's a nice action-packed Metroidvania style. And I love when Pac-Man, like when they merge and he was at the top and eating the pellets and stuff. It's like like it's the old arcade game. I was just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that game was actually a secret level. That Amazon show was a secret level episode. Was this game, and that was kind of like the first kind of major. I don't want to say major reveal, but like kind of like the first inkling of they were doing something weird with Pac-Man like this.
Yes.
So
it was funny that Tamagotchi.
Oh, I know.
Tamagotchi and Tomodachi was in the same.
I know.
I'm like,
I'm so confused, man. I was like, what's going on here? Like, what are you even doing? Hollywood. Ed's getting a phone call.
No, it's kind of it's probably the news.
The news.
Yeah, I get like some news messages to me because sometimes I'm not by my computer or anything, and so I'll get like a news alert of something that's like breaking that I don't know about. Saga Frontier 2 remaster. I'm like, oh, then I thought about it, I'm like, I didn't like the first Saga Frontier. I'm like, screw that game.
What a weird series. Like, it seems like nobody likes that series ever.
It's so much garbage. I'm sorry, everybody. I can't even call it Saga Frontier 1 questionable content. The game is straight garbage because you don't get the chance to level up, and the enemies were super powerful, so they will whoop your tail, and you just like started the game. I'm like, oh heck no, I can't do this. I played the original one on PlayStation 1, and I'm just like, no, I cannot do this. This game is just yeah. Star Overdrive looked good. Wonder Visions looked good. Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. Not much was kind of revealed or talked about.
That was the secret level, or that was the level 5 game. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. Because Camelot is doing. I'm assuming Camelot is doing the development. And everything, because this is the first time that it's going to be on the Switch on the Nintendo console, because this used to be just like an all PlayStation.
Well, Claphans did it for like, this is a PlayStation game, like they own it.
Yeah,
PlayStation still owns the IP. They just licensed it out to, like, they seem to be licensing their smaller IP out to other studios.
Okay,
to do stuff like, we talked earlier. Which you'll probably hear after the show is over, because we kind of started including our pre-show talks at the end. But, the Patapon, right? And Hot Shots. And then, we talked, obviously they did Lego, the Lego Horizon game a while ago. And it's weird, man. This stuff, seeing this stuff on Switch is weird. Funny enough, it's not coming to Xbox at all. None of these games are. So PlayStation still has some sort of weird vendetta against Xbox.
Well, I think PlayStation's just like we could get some coin for these games because it's just like this is all like pretty much PSP slash Vita material, like or close to handheld material. So why not put it on one of the biggest handheld platforms that's out?
Yeah.
You know, let's see. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake looked good. So happy that Jack Selmo and them got to celebrate the gameplay release of that. Raido Remastered, that's the Demon Summoner. I'm definitely getting that game. Action RPG, detective mystery. Love the running animation. I know people won't get it for PS5 and jump on the Switch version because it may be some problems or whatever, frame rate issues. Wishbrook, it was okay. That's the Wizard game. I don't know if you want to jump into the retro game card in the Nintendo Today thing. Oh, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, like we talked about earlier. That's a must-have for me. I love .mu.
Yeah, my son is actually really excited for that. He loves the Ninja Turtles game and the Power Rangers game, unfortunately. But he I showed him this and because he likes Spider-Man and Captain America and all that stuff, right? So he was like really excited that there was another one of these games because I think I think we either you and I had this discussion before or I was having it with someone else, but regardless, like I think side-scrolling beat 'em ups are actually one of the best ways to teach kids how to play games.
Yeah,
because like you're still kind of moving around in that weird 3D space because you're moving up and down, left and right. Like it's the same thing. To me, it's like Pac-Man actually might be one of the best ways to teach kids how to move in a space, right? Like a non-linear 2D space, right?
Yes.
But beat 'em ups, like you can move in this space. It teaches you kind of how to move and react. It teaches you obviously like how to beat 'em up aspect is fun because you're just mashing buttons, but I think my son is really caught on to games because we've been playing a lot of beat 'em ups. And so I mean this another one from Tribute and Dotemu is just a home run. For us, this is a game that me and him will play together, and he's going to be excited because he'll get to play as Spider-Man, and I'll probably play as Wolverine or Captain America, and Storm's in there. And I wonder how many characters are going to be in this game too.
Yeah, I know a lot of people just like, yes, getting that Konami feel to it. I'm like, yeah pretty much. Yeah,
it's exciting. I think this is cool. I'm excited.
I could actually say .mu is becoming a great indie kind of publisher / developer in a sense, and I'm just like, man, do they jump to almost third party in a sense? Because I'm like, they're working with Sega making that Shinobi game, which looks amazing.
A third party game.
And are they working with Koei Tecmo also for Ninja Gaiden? Yeah, they're working for Ninja Gaiden also.
I think so, maybe.
Yeah.
So
the year of the ninja.
The year of something.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like shout out to .mu for what they do. But yeah, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And it doesn't feel oversaturated or anything. I love the beat 'em up genres, one of my favorite genres. So seeing this is such a good thing. The retro game card and Nintendo Today. I don't know if you wanted to jump into that now, Corey, or
yeah, I mean we might as well.
Yeah,
I mean we might as well. So obviously the virtual game cards was also like one of the bigger things here where essentially you can share one of your digital games with one other person for 2 weeks, as long as you're friends with them. Or I don't know if they mentioned the family thing.
Yeah, so if you have the family pack, you could give game those digital versions to them for 2 weeks. So you have to be a part of the family pack for
Okay.
NSO in order to do it. Other than that, I think if you still have NSO, this is a way to take if you got 2 switches or
Hmm.
even 3 switches, you could take your game from that particular switch and put it on another system.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so in case if you want to do it, so like if you want to move your like if there's a game that you already bought or something, like let's just say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild digitally, and you still got the old Switch, you just got, let's say for a birthday gift, the OLED. It's gonna change it to the digital version. I think you still got NSO. It's gonna change it to the digital version of a card game, and then it's gonna you can move it to your new system,
Hmm.
and everything, and play it like that. And so it's a digital version, but it's reading it like it was a card that you put into the Switch and everything. So when you see the screen, is even though it's the digital version, you'll see that card design on it,
Hmm.
for it. So this is another way to um buy games and keep it in that ecosystem and stuff. And so if you have a kid who has another Switch, you could give it to them without using having to use the family. You only do the family if you want to give out more games than one.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a neat system. I feel like the explanation was a little clunky, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's
I,
cool. I think it's an innovative way to game share that's not like, working around the system, like, the way
mm-hmm.
that PlayStation gamers kind of share games, right? Where like, you know,
and, and just to let everybody know, so the internet portion of this is only used to load the game on that system and to eject it.
mhm,
Like get the game back and and stuff. That's the only time you need the internet for it. It seems that if I go outside and like, okay, Corey, I'm by you, um, you're giving me death's door or something, and I'm just like, okay, thanks, dude. I'm about to head off to work. I got to catch the bus. Blah blah blah. I'm just using it as an example. I could get on the game's already loaded on my system because we didn't do the internet. Um, I get on the bus and I start playing it. I start playing my game. Um, it's gonna read it like it's a card. Now if I'm ready to eject it, I gotta get close to an internet space and then eject it so I can give it back to you and
mhm,
stuff. So that's kind of what the retro game card thing is.
mhm.
So this is the way to do it without having I won't say cloud gaming in a sense, but like that's their kind of like way of doing the stuff.
Yeah, and I think this honestly feels like a feature
Mm-hmm.
built for parents who are getting a Switch 2 and handing their Switches down to their children so they can play
Right.
games together, right? Like that kind of feels a little bit like what this is, in a way. So, and maybe I'm wrong. I just that's just kind of what it feels like a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I said, you're borrowing games, but it's just a digital version of it. It's nothing with the cart and stuff. So
Hmm.
it's kind of supposed to inspire people to be like, okay, um, I got to play this game. Maybe I need to go out and get my own copy, or oh, it's on sale. Let me download it or let me purchase it. So it's a marketing tool for people to go out there and get their own version of that game.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
because I'm like, if you're playing an RPG, and depending on how your schedule is, for 2 weeks is not enough.
right.
you know.
Yeah,
Like you're gonna have to power do some stuff. Shoot, dude, trying to do Breath of the Wild in 14 days. Shoot, no.
yeah. Well, I mean, you can probably like reshare it, right? I would assume, and like your save data will be in the cloud or whatever.
Yes, that's my assumption for it.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think it's fine, I guess, but
mhm.
I think it's cool. I know people were complaining about it, but who's not complaining about things on the internet these days?
Yes. So, Nintendo today, super cool. Some people were just like, when Miyamoto was talking about, we're still doing Nintendo Directs. We're gonna do it for the Switch 2 and for the future, but we want to add in more context and bring you Nintendo news directly to you. Like he literally did Iwata's directly. So paying homage to him and everything. So with the Nintendo Today app, I did get it. I made like Zelda my personal thing.
Yeah, me
And
too.
we'll talk about it later on in the news, but I think this is a great way, definitely for us, Corey, like, and for Boss Rush, for writers and stuff, to get this news directly from them, so we can report on it, or do a better with it, and everything, so they don't really have to like hop on Twitter or whatever to be like, hey, this is an announcement that we're making. Whatever game that you choose, that's your mainstay, you'll get that news. And then it's gonna be it looks like it's gonna be comments and quizzes and stuff like that. So it looks like kind of a fun thing. I know when we did that episode of Nintendo doing their own like social media app, in the sense, this is a good example of what they could use,
Well, this is
and
just
build
another
about
one
it.
of this is just another one of those things that they could add into it, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so not to go into that conversation again, but like, you can share your screenshots, do posts, whatever, of, and you follow your friends on your friends list. You can follow your friends on your friends list, obviously, I think. But then like you automatically follow Nintendo Today and they just post the news of the things that you're interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be another aspect. That could just be one more aspect of it. So
Yeah.
cool. It's a cool thing. I'm into it. It's funny
And
because it obviously also seems to see which games you've played
yeah.
recently, because it sent me a whole bunch of Fire Emblem Engage art today.
And I think this would be a good thing, definitely for Xbox. And I'm bringing up Xbox in this because they already have their app that's connected to the Xbox system.
Yeah, they've already tried to make it a social media app at some point too, right? Because you could follow people, you could post messages, you could create groups, right? Like,
Right. And so with like South of Midnight, like their next first party game, like they could be dropping news like this.
Right.
And also be like, hey, guess what? You guys watching the Nintendo Direct? Did you see High on Life? It's available for PC. It's coming to Nintendo Switch. And if you guys want to play it now, you can play it here on Series X through Game Pass, or if you want to buy it, here's go to the app and check out the store, and everything. Like Microsoft could keep doing the same thing. And then what I love, they were talking about the widgets, and so I have a calendar on my phone. That shows the day and stuff. Like Xbox could do the same thing. It'd be cool for Xbox to do the same thing. Like even like with the wallpapers that's on Series X. Like maybe they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna give you additional wallpapers from our games that you can put on your phone also." Like Xbox could learn from this or do something like this and benefit from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think, I mean, not just Xbox, but I think a lot, maybe even, I think the platform holders at least could benefit from this.
Yes.
Maybe not everybody, right? But I think PlayStation could also use something like this, which I think they were thinking about doing with that PlayStation Stars program, right? That they were doing for a little bit. I don't know if it's still going, but like, they were talking about doing a separate app for that, which you could post things or, you know, I don't know. It was a weird thing, which I don't even know if that's still going or not, to be honest. But hey, look who's in the chat. We know those people.
Hey, shout out to all the Spycap. Great episode, everybody. Please go listen to WASD and Beyond. They had an amazing topic. I love the chat. Nick and Brody, shout out to you guys. That was so good. I'm sorry, Corey, interrupting. But
Shocking.
but they talked about wokeness and gaming, and man, it was such a good discussion. I had to tweet out to be like, I'm listening to them talking and I'm pointing my finger and be like, that's right, that's right, that's right. So shout out to the Spy Camp crew. And to Beyond WASD. Everybody, please go listen to them. Follow them on Spotify. Give them guys some love. And join their Discord. Great community of people there.
Love those guys.
So
now I'm lost. I don't know what we're doing now.
Which I still got to reach out to Nick and Brody about Wednesday. Be like, can you guys give me like a 15-minute quip or something? Come from a PC viewpoint of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
Ask them what they think about a mouse. Nintendo's going to revolutionize the mouse.
Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if you could connect that mouse to the PC. That kind of be cool.
I mean, you can already connect Joy-Cons to the PC, so I would think you would be able to do
Wait,
that.
you can?
Yeah.
When?
For years now.
I thought it was only the Pro Controller.
You can connect the Joy-Cons too.
Oh, I did not know that.
Catch up, Ed. Come on.
Hey, learning is half the battle, G.I. Joe.
Wow. On that note. On top of the... Wait, what was the other thing we were going to talk about? Before we moved on?
We did Nintendo Today, and we talked about the virtual game card.
All right, virtual game cards. All right, yeah. So on top of the Nintendo Today app, though, there was another app that some people noticed during the presentation called My Nintendo, leading to the speculation that there will be another new app for mobile devices. They could have possibly put it there for illustrative service purposes, but it seems that they have teased another app for My Nintendo, and I wonder if that's going to roll out at the Switch 2 presentation, because obviously they took away the Gold Points program, and people are kind of wanting to know what's going to replace that, if anything is, and so I bet that app, if it exists, will be revealed there, in my opinion. So what would you think about a My Nintendo app? It wouldn't surprise me, because Nintendo said they're staying in the mobile space. Doesn't necessarily mean games, right? So
I wouldn't be surprised. What it would do, though, that would be very interesting. Or where they go?
I mean, you could probably talk about, I mean, you could do your My Nintendo stuff in there, right? I mean, that seems...
I actually would love to buy games. Like, we were talking about how to acquire games and stuff, and like I mentioned the red box kind of thing, if they could do it. If they allowed you to buy games on the phone, heck yeah. And then just like, okay, we see that you got the Nintendo account, you NSO or whatever, you're buying the game. We're going to have the game ready for you, ready to go. It's already in the digital game card. Bam. And then when you get home, be ready to play. I think that's what I love about Xbox, in a sense, that when you buy games from them and the way that they preload and everything.
The thing about that, though, like, not that it matters for you, but you can't do that for Apple devices. It's like against Apple policy.
Yeah,
that's why the cloud stuff for Xbox, the native Game Pass app they wanted to put on there, and they couldn't for this reason, which is weird because you can totally buy PlayStation games through their Apple app, and like store apps exist. So I don't know how that works, but I don't know. That was like the big reason that Xbox couldn't put Game Pass on. So apparently.
Which is weird because you could even go on Siri or Safari and go to the Microsoft website and buy the games through Microsoft's website.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. I think Nintendo should make it as easy as possible for people to access their stuff, and if that is a mobile app, because if that's a mobile app for something, then they should do that. Personally, I think they should just make a Nintendo app, right? A proper Nintendo app that has all this stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it might be easier for them just to do it all separately, and that way people can kind of pick and choose what they want.
A la carte. And for most of it, everybody, you have to be an NSO member. So
yeah, I mean the Nintendo Music app specifically too is like, we were using that today at my son's birthday party. It was fun. Yeah.
So I'm like, don't forget, everybody, $20 or $50 is up to you. Yearly, not month to month, yearly.
Yeah.
That's want to make sure.
Still the best.
Nick hi, Nick.
Yeah, Nick's in chat. He said, give me Switch 2.
Yes. Congratulations, Nick, on the new job. Pretty much gave you guys a good shout out for Spawn Camp. So if you check it out, listen. I love you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great Saturday night.
Nope, too much Nick talk on this episode.
Nick is amazing. Nick Brody.
We've hit our Nick limit on this show. Those PC gamers. Ugh.
Goodness, dude, the way they talked about Gruss and Elon Musk, I was just like, I love these two.
Yeah. God, man. Yeah.
That nonsense.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up during the Ubisoft story, but
I'll bring it because we need to talk about the good shade that Ubisoft was doing. The clapbacks was amazing, top tier. And then they got more sales of Assassin's Creed because of it. We'll get to it when we get to the story.
Yeah, I mean that was a win Ubisoft needed, and we'll probably ignore because they sold more copies of the game. But yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ubisoft is next, actually, on our list. So, Ubisoft. Oh boy, Ubisoft is establishing a dedicated subsidiary. Speaking of, for its Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy franchises, specifically Rainbow Six, under that umbrella, with Tencent, who is investing 1.16 billion euros into a minority stake, which is roughly 25% of the company. Valued at approximately $4 billion, this new entity aims to develop these brands into evergreen multi-platform ecosystems by enhancing narrative experiences. This is all from the press release, by the way. Narrative experiences, expanding multiplayer content, introducing free-to-play elements, and integrating social features. The subsidiary will encompass development teams from Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Saguenay, Barcelona, and Sofia. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot stated that this move will strengthen the company's balance sheet and foster long-term growth for these franchises. Tencent's president, Martin Lau, expressed confidence in the potential of these brands to evolve into enduring game platforms. That's the one thing about Assassin's Creed Shadows, is that it definitely turned into a Call of Duty style kind of timeline thing.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because like it has like this timeline on the side bar, and like it's like, which game do you want to play? And then it says Valhalla, and like it has them in timeline order.
Yeah.
And so far it's just the kind of the last, it's Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and Shadows are in this kind of timeline thing. But I think their entire idea is to integrate the older games in there as well, because I know Black Flag's being remade, and I think they're going to put the remasters in there at some point too.
So it's Assassin's Creed 1 to 3, Black Flag.
Well, 3 isn't on there, or 1 isn't on there because it's not available on modern platforms. It is through Xbox backwards compatibility. But...
No, I'm just talking about the games that they have to add. So
it's the Ezio trilogy, 3, 4, Rogue, Syndicate, and Unity.
Wasn't there like a Liberation one, a PSP one?
Yeah, that's part of Assassin's Creed 3 remastered though. It's all one.
That one got turned into a PS3 game, right? PS3 360, right? It got that version.
It's also on Switch.
On Switch. Was it Liberation?
Mm-hmm. Where you played the what's her name? The black slave girl.
Yeah.
The runaway slave who ended up becoming an assassin, right? That's the story. Because it takes place in what? No, not New Orleans. New Orleans?
Probably.
I don't know.
And then there's Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's part of the Ezio collection. It's two Brotherhood and Revelations are all the Ezio collection.
Revelations, okay, yeah. Revelations was the third one.
Yeah, and then there's the American collection, which is 3 and Liberation, and then there's the Rebellion collection, which is Black Flag and Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 3 collections available on Switch.
And then Origins is first, right?
Well, then it's Unity, and then it's
Syndicate. Unity. Okay, Unity, Syndicate,
Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, Shadows.
Okay.
Man, there are a lot of Assassin's Creed games.
Right, and I know there was a mobile one too, but
there was that PSP one that was Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. There was those side-scrolling games, the Chronicles games, which was Russia, China, and India. I think were the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which the Russia one is actually really interesting because it takes place during it's the kind of like the historical fictional version of the Anastasia storyline or historical event, and like that's really interesting. So
yes, but the grubs, the Elon Musk of the Assassin's Creed shade. Oh, that was just so good.
Man,
the clapbacks from the Assassin's Creed thing was funny. Is that what the person you paid to play your Pepper X out suit? I was just like, dang. It did. The big shade was the grubs when he said something. They were just like, yeah, we got a game out. Where your stuff at? Man, I was just like, ooh.
Man, Grums is I don't know, man. He's something. You know, he's a lawyer in like real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he used to be a developer or something.
He's a lawyer. He went to law school, and he like. Oh my gosh, what a loser. Sorry.
Yeah, he worked at Blizzard stuff. But it was just like I think what made it's not really drama or anything, but what made all of this good is that people like Grumps and Elon Musk and all of those people who been talking to all of this stuff about diversity in games and stuff, they're doing their best to make their voice louder. And okay, so you get some interactions. You're trying to get these devs to interact with you and everything. But like, what made the Assassin's Creed one good is that they were smart about it. They were smart and sassy about it, and was just like, okay, we know stuff about y'all. Like, we could do it in a way that's sassy yet respectable, and we'll get more of the viewers and agreements from people from what we said. That alone may lead up to marketing and more sales for this game, which it did.
Yeah. What a man. It's just like, I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier, though, right? It's like, why can't people just be normal? Why can't people be normal? Just who cares?
I think with Twitter, I think with some people they need the engagement because they want to make money off of it and everything. These
But
folks
most
don't.
of the people engaging in this stuff in the comments and stuff aren't verified and can't monetize.
True, very true. So them doing all of this like really don't serve no purpose and everything. We already know that you're going to say something about, or not you, but like we know there's going to be negative viewpoints and opinions and comments and stuff. If you already don't plan on getting the game, none of that is valid. Don't nobody care. And so, and they don't want that stuff on their timeline and everything because it's draining, it's boring, and it's overplayed. It's not benefiting nobody. You're not going to give them money, and guess what? Just because you say something, it's not going to ruin my fun because I'm going to post and talk about a game that I love playing if I'm getting a joy for it. And what's going to make you upset is, or make them upset is that more people are having fun with it, more people are enjoying it, and your voice of opinion is becoming littler to it dies. Because once people start responding to Grumps and Elon Musk and all of the folks like that, they're gonna do everything in their power to even speak louder, but still no response. So they're putting energy into a void of nothingness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Nick says he had a breast milk scandal. Look it up. I don't want to look it up. I'm scared of what will pop up if I look those words up together.
I heard on the podcast, but I never heard. Like, I didn't get a chance to check out the scandal, so I ain't gonna check on it. I'm gonna look it up on my own time, everybody. I'm not gonna post it or respond to it, but I feel like it's a high level of nonsense, foolishness.
Yeah, I mean, we know people who used to work at Blizzard, and like, part of me like wish we knew them better so I could ask them about this, like off the record. But I don't think we have that kind of, that kind of relationship yet.
So it's shout out to the Assassin's Creed community manager or whatever for handling this in the best way, in a smart way. Thank you for like literally the laugh. Hopefully you guys did get more sales and you guys continue to get more sales for this game. Yeah.
And I hope you're, I mean, not that this is the same thing, but I hope everybody's job is safe there. It worries me.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, like, it's sad to say, but Ubisoft does not need to be employing 20,000 people. It's bigger. That's bigger than Microsoft's gaming division. Just throwing that out there that people may or may not know. And that's including Microsoft with Bethesda and Activision and Blizzard and their PC side of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, anyways, but yeah, that was fun. It was a good read.
Yes.
And I don't like when people that don't deserve it get bashed on, but it's nice to see when people that do deserve it get like finally get their due in a way.
Oh, when the clapback is funny and good, and the shade is like perfect, and they really can't say nothing to respond. I mean, the only thing that you're going to get is retweets of them making fun of you, or responding with the clapbacks in the shade. You know,
yeah. So good on them. It was fun.
yes,
good times. All right, and our last news story here. Also, good news, I guess. Game Informer is back, Ed.
yes.
They're now owned by Gunzilla Games. So Game Informer has officially returned after its closure last year by GameStop. The magazine and website have been acquired by Gunzilla Games, a European game developer, which has facilitated the revival of the publication. Remarkably, the entire original team, from editorial to production, has reunited to continue delivering content to their audience. The website is back online, featuring both archival content and new articles, including reviews of games released during their hiatus. Plans are also underway to resume the print magazine, with upcoming details on subscriptions and membership benefits. The revival aims to uphold Game Informer's legacy and providing in-depth gaming news, reviews, and features to its readers.
I plan on subscribing to them.
I will subscribe as soon as it's available. I reached out to Alex Van Aken and Brian Shea, who I've met before, and Brian Shea was a part of the Bossies, which was very nice of him. And
yes.
I congratulated them because they both got promotions and huge raises, as did everybody else got raises from this new company, right? And
yeah, and it's great to meet Alex at PAX last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really nice considering everything he had gone through up to that point.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, sometimes like you feel like, I don't know, it's a struggle when you're going through something like that, right? To kind of stay positive. And the fact that he was not only able to do that, but also be like really nice was, gotta give him props for that, man.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really happy for the team. I'm really happy that they're going to exist again. And I think it's a big win for the industry, just because there are not very many positive stories in the industry regarding employment recently.
Yes, very true.
I don't know what this new company's like, how true to their word they're going to be, but for now, we could be talking something different in a year or two, but like for now, they're all getting paid. They're all getting to work freely and kind of, aim the magazine in a direction that they're allowed to. And I'm thrilled for all of them. Seriously, I haven't reached out to Matt Storm yet. I need to reach out to them.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Hired. I mean, they said, the article said the entire team, and Matt edited the Game Informer show. So I'll reach out to them and see if they got picked back up too.
Yes,
I know they were freelance, but still, like that was a big loss for them too. So
yeah, and I know we're gonna move on. I personally miss getting video game books, and like with EGM kind of closed up and everything, because I was about to, I think I subscribed to EGM, but only got like a year out of them before as if they was closed. When I was getting the Game Informer magazines from GameStop, I was always carrying it with me and reading it. So knowing that they're still producing magazines, like right now, I don't subscribe to read only magazines. That's Celeste and her crew. But I do buy it when they become available to buy and stuff and get it shipped. There's something still nostalgic to me and just amazing of getting a visual game magazine. Now, Edge magazine, I was doing it at a time, going to Barnes and Noble and buying them and stuff, and spending like about $12 to get it, which I can understand. But there's nothing like getting a magazine in the mail, a video game magazine in the mail, and just reading it and going through it and stuff. And reading the articles and stuff. Like I love that still to this very day. So I'm excited that they're still doing it. But yeah, I'm definitely cannot wait to get those magazines back. And it's cool. They're going back also doing games that they never got a chance to review. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, and if you create an account on there right now, or if you have an account, a previous account, you get access to like the last 130 issues of Game Informer just for free, like to look at online.
Oh, nice.
In an archive, which is cool. I mean, granted, it's not the physical magazine, but it's still super cool that you can go back. And I think that might be a fun segment at some point to do, is like, this maybe like once a month on this show or something, like this month in Game Informer, or, even like going back to Nintendo Power 2 would be cool. But, see what people were talking about. And like, I don't know, what were people talking about in 1997? It clearly doesn't go back that far, right? 130 issues is what, like 12 years maybe?
Yeah. But
yeah, congratulations though. I'm glad. And Matt Miller is running from the top, and with Brian Shea kind of leading editorial as the executive editor, and Alex heading up production. I'm glad. Now the real question is, what is their first Super Replay back?
Oh, so I could fall out and laugh. That Sonic one is still funny. That's Sonic 2006 one. Oh, that is still hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny because this story came to my attention literally when we ended recording last week, because I turned on the TV and I went to YouTube, and there was a short that was uploaded like 4 hours before I turned on my TV, and it said continue, and it was on the Game Informer channel. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
it was a YouTube short. I was like, what is going on?
They had posted, they were just like, we got an announcement on this day.
Yeah. Well, then I saw, but then I saw people kind of repost it on, like Blue Sky and Instagram and stuff when I was scrolling through stuff, and employees of Game Informer liking it, and I'm like, this could be cool. I wonder what's going on, because like when we were talking to Alex at PAX, he said that they a group of them had kind of gotten together to try to pitch either the Game Informer as an entity or their own kind of version of it to companies, or talked about going independent. But he was also launching Viewport, which was his documentary kind of Patreon thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, this is great. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on that rant.
No.
Tangent. It was just, I remember them talking about going and shopping it around to hopefully save, their jobs. So
definitely be, if they go to PAX, if I'm going to PAX East, it'll be good to like meet up with them and hopefully get to talk to them.
Yeah. Well, that's it for news, Ed. Why don't we get into this section we like to call Pack Watch?
Pack Watch.
So here are the latest games you can play on your Nintendo Switch this week. Although I think most of us will be highly anticipating this Switch 2 Direct. So, man, Croc sure picked a great day to come out.
Good. Googly moogly. Ugh.
On 4/1, you can purchase Space Battle.
Okay. When I see this, I'm like, this is the most generic name of the game.
I know. Space Battle. In this thrilling game of strategy and action, you take command of a spacecraft at the edge of the known galaxy, facing waves of enemy attacks in a desperate fight for survival. Each round is a race against time. Destroy enemy stations before their fleets converge and launch a full-scale assault on your ship. Okay, I mean, the game sounds like a neat idea, but also space battle?
Basic. Straight
Come on, man.
basic.
You could have entered that description into like any AI tool generator and like come up
They
with a better
probably
title
did
than
to
that.
get that name.
This sounds like a code name for a small indie studio. Oh, man. All right. On 4/2, the day of the direct, Croc Legend of Gobos. Developed by the legendary studio Argonaut Games, Croc Legend of Gobos follows the heartwarming journey of an endearing, humble little crocodile equipped with only his iconic backpack and a wiggly butt as he sets off on his quest to rescue the Gobos from the clutches of the nefarious Baron Dante and his hordes of Dantinis. Did you play Croc when it originally came out?
Yes, on PlayStation 1, and it controlled terribly.
Well, hopefully they fix that.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, the Renovator Origins is coming out on 4/4, which it's already out on PC. But the Renovator Origins is a first-person psychological horror game. Explore the mysterious world of art, where each exhibit contains the mysteries and secrets of its era and its creator. The game will immerse you in the past and another world that is behind the paintings. Okay, so they put Resident Evil and Mario 64. Okay, cool, neat.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That's I'm sure someone will like it. I'm just not into horror games, so yeah. All right, Ed. Nintendo Switch Online. No new games this week, but we did get the Nintendo Today app, so I guess that's your update for Nintendo Switch Online.
Pretty much.
I mean, they've been adding a lot lately, so I think it's probably full steam ahead on Switch 2 at the moment.
I know the one thing. I'm sorry, everybody. We didn't mention the Legend of Zelda movie being March 26, 2027.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to put that in here,
but I'm like, it's known now. Everybody's been right now. People are just like, who would they cast and stuff. I say Ganondorf could be Dave Bautista. What I think I was joking around. So
no, we need Dave Bautista in the Gears of War movie that's being developed at Netflix.
Oh yeah.
They need to get moving on that if they want to use him as like a younger Marcus, because
he's thin right now. He lost a lot of weight. I'm just like, Marcus was beefy, so
but you can hide that in armor, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure if he's been campaigning for that role for a while, and I'm sure he would,
he would kill it. He has the voice and the look for it. So I can say that.
I'm also sure he would like put on some weight to play that role, right? Yeah. I mean,
I put Andrew Garfield as Link.
Yikes! He's like in his 40s now.
He looks young. I was just like, okay,
yeah.
But yeah. So just a quick mention for that. It's cool that how Nintendo did it, giving you a good idea of announcing it and everything, and then doing a video to be like, this is the kind of things that you guys would get in the Nintendo Today app. So that's kind of cool. Can't wait to read some of the comics and stuff. Very, very excited.
Yeah. All right. So this last part here, Ed, we have question block.
Question block.
We are going to. Sorry, I was looking for the banner, and that's why it took me a minute to say that. Remember, if you would like your question or comment or thought read on the show, you can send it in either on Discord or look for the thread on either Blue Sky or Twitter or Patreon or any of these places. So get them in, and if you're watching our live show, you can get them in during the live show.
Yes.
All right, we have a couple questions in Discord. I did not put them on the doc because I was running late, and so yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Our first question comes from our friend and editor-in-chief, David Lasby. Are we ... ever ... getting another Mario baseball game?
So I think we will. I think with Nintendo teaming up once again with the Seattle Mariners, I think we have a chance to get something for Switch 2. I know it probably wasn't in the plans, and I know they had all of their sports games and stuff with it. If we do get that Mario game, like Mario Sluggers 2, I think it would probably be something that they may want to do maybe next year for Switch 2. The time frame is going to be weird because like it would be a game that they could put out next summer, which I would think would be cool, while MLB The Show take over their regular baseball season. So I think there is a possibility of us getting a Sluggers 2 for next year.
You're very optimistic, Ed. I think Mario Sluggers might be there with sitting there with Earthbound and F-Zero waiting on their sequel. No, I actually don't. I'm just kidding. I actually think it's probably more likely than we did get Mario Strikers and we got Mario Golf and Tennis again this gen, right? Like I was actually shocked that we didn't get baseball, but we didn't. And
that's the shock we didn't get Arms 2. And I know how people feel, but Arms 2 did. I mean, Arms did sell well, and man, I think the only games that got sequels for their platform that wasn't a re-release or anything was Xenoblade 2 and 3, Splatoon 2 and 3, and not Pikmin, because they only needed 4. There was another game, just in Breath of the Wild with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
for
but
Zelda.
I mean, you could also argue that was
a cross-gen game. I can understand. But you would think that Tears of the Kingdom would come to Switch too, because there's normally a Zelda, there will only be like one major Zelda game per platform. Besides like 3DS and stuff.
I mean, we did get 8 Zelda games this
pretty
gen,
much.
So.
Pretty much.
I mean, a lot of them were remakes or remasters or spin-offs, but I mean, you got Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition and Age of Calamity, Cadence of Hyrule, Skyward Sword HD. There's a lot.
Yeah. Then I know everybody's waiting for Twilight and when, So we shall see. That'd be something that they'll open up the Summer Direct with. You'll be like, you hear them, and they'll be like, oh, here go Wind Waker HD with new textures. Be like, ooh,
yeah. I still think one of those is coming this year. I refuse to believe that they won't put those out on modern platforms, but especially Wind Waker. Twilight Princess, I could see a little bit less than because it's been out 3 times already.
Shoot, I could see them cleaning Twilight Princess up even more on Switch.
Somebody mentioned a Twilight Princess remake and sequel online, like that they wanted that. Not that they were rumored that was coming, but like that they wanted that. I'm like, I've been wanting a sequel to Twilight Princess for years.
But you said that, Corey. Twilight Princess with the Guerrilla Games engine that looked like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah, I would love that. That would be amazing.
Or or the Wii U
The
demo.
Wii U tech demo would be awesome too. I'll take that too.
I'll be like, Nancy, here's $70 right
Dude,
now.
I'm just saying, if anybody who is into graphics saw that tech demo, like everybody would be jealous. Like anybody who likes graphics would be jealous of the way that game looked and the lighting and I don't know, man. I mean, I know it was only a tech demo, but geez, it looked good. Oh my gosh, it looked good. It looks so good. Rip tech demo. Rip Wii U. Good little console that tried so hard. And got so far, but in the end, doesn't even matter. All right. Our next and final question comes from Stephanie Klimov, our friend from around.
We'll see her in 2 months. Yes.
Questions. Is announcing the Zelda movie date via Nintendo today, only one day after the app was launched, a means for Nintendo to minimize leaks?
No, not really.
No, I think Nintendo is experimenting with social media stuff, honestly.
Yeah, and plus no one was been thinking about the Zelda movie until they announced it, which is weird. I just seen the post that Sonic 4 comes 2 days is 2 days out or a day out before Zelda. So it's just like that week we're eating good. If both movies are like amazing. I know Nintendo is gonna be pushing for marketing. I know Sega probably gonna throw some coins to push it, but I think like both of them are gonna be successful that weekend when they come out. I think tons of gamers are gonna go out. I think
I'm
Zelda
sure they're gonna be filled.
Do the cosplay for people to go to see the Zelda movie is going to be unhinged.
Yeah, it's going to be something.
And you got to think about it. The week that they're releasing it is probably once again spring break for a lot of people. So coin for both Sonic and Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't
rubies
care
about
for Nintendo. I don't care about either movie. I'm gonna be honest. Zelda's a video game. I'll play the video games. I'll watch it when it comes to streaming at some point, maybe. But you know, here's the thing: I'll watch it to cover it for the show, but I'm not gonna I don't know. I can't say I'm excited for it. I'm actually think it's a terrible idea to do a live action Zelda movie, but
I'm going to watch it. I'm super excited for it.
I'm not going to deny you your excitement. I'm just sharing how I feel.
I just need now see because this is the thing about it, and I know we got to move on.
We do.
I mean, like the soundtrack. I think everybody's gonna be buying it digitally, or people gonna be like, "We need the soundtrack in the Nintendo Music app."
I mean, the thing about the Zelda movie is it's going to be that the soundtrack's going to be fully orchestrated, right? And they're going to get some, it's going to be Koji Kondo with someone like John Williams or Danny Elfman or some, one of these huge composers, like really working together to make sure this works.
I mean, right? How quickly can we make it go platinum or diamond if that soundtrack is that good? Because the Zelda soundtrack, movie soundtrack, is going to sell.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry about the Spotify stuff, everybody streaming, but this thing is going to sell. I'm like, it has to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll do fine. I think it'll do numbers. But like I said, I don't really care about the Nintendo movies all that much. I hope they succeed, and if they're good, but I'm also not a movie person, so but that's it, Ed. We did it.
All right.
So why don't we get into some final thoughts, I guess.
So our final thoughts, for my final thought, everybody, as we go into April, of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 news is going to be big. We got our live show Wednesday. So do join us with that. We'll have our predictions. Hopefully I could talk to more like different people around the internet what their thoughts is, seeing some videos. Literally everybody, Wednesday, have a great day. Just have fun. I know there's going to be some things that may not sit well with you or anything, but I'm just like, let's enjoy the announcement of a new console. Get your snacks together, get your drinks together. Yeah, let's and just be ready. I know a lot of Nintendo podcasts are going to be out there giving their opinions, and I do say listen to those and see, get different perspectives and everything. And trust me, there is going to be a lot of hate for the system and a lot of hate for the library, but I'm like, Nintendo has the ability to do numbers like they did with the Switch. Once again, they have the ability to beat the expectations of this thing is going to be a failure or it's not powerful. It has that ability to be all of that. It's, and still, change how we game. And everything and change our opinions and stuff. So just be ready this Wednesday, but definitely join us at 8:30, 7:30. Just Corey's gonna put everything out, and we're gonna be live. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna talk about it. So yeah, just be ready for it. I'm super excited. Hopefully, I'll have a haircut by then because this thing needs to go. I know you told me to grow it out, Corey, but I'm like, no, this needs to go.
Grow it out.
No. All of this needs to be gone before I go to PAX.
Nah,
everything.
It'll be fine.
Plus it's itchy. Plus it's itchy even after I wash it. I actually had to use my mom's pick to pick it out and everything, and it has the black fist like this. So Corey, what's your final thoughts?
I just think it's funny that you just said you used a pick. It's funny.
Ooh,
jeez. I mean, I'm excited for a new console launch because this is only the second time we've ever done this, right?
Yes.
As a unit. So I'm just really excited to see how much it costs, when it's coming out, if I can get a pre-order in, because that's the thing, right? Like, I want to make sure we get at least one of us has it at launch so we can cover it.
Yes.
And so I will do what I must to get that. I have heard that the pre-orders are going to go live on that day. I've heard that they go live on the 9th. So I don't know. We'll see, but we'll definitely be covering it as it more information comes out. So
now everybody, we'll see. Corey says June or July.
No, I said May. I said into May.
You said May.
Maybe
okay.
Beginning of June.
Okay. So Corey is saying that early. I'm saying November.
Gosh,
maybe. I'm saying for me personally, this is me.
You're so wrong. You're gonna buy me a Switch 2 if you're that wrong.
No, I won't.
You're right. I'll make you buy
it. Don't forget, you don't like accepting gifts, so. And then I buy you look, and then I buy you something like Halo, not Halo. I buy you something Destiny related, or I'd be like, I gotta get Corey something that packs. You're like, oh, what would he like? Oh, he would like this. That's
I only accept Switch 2s as gifts now.
the console and the accessories.
Nope, just the console. Only the
console. No, but yeah.
I only accept.
All right, Corey, you ready to head on out?
Yeah, I'm dying here, man. Like I said, I was up till like 3:00 last night working, and I don't know. Good thing we have an expansion pass in the bag already, because I don't know if I could last for one.
You do that. I feel you on that. Well, thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. Remember, you can find new episodes of this podcast every Monday morning on YouTube, podcast services, as part of our free Patreon content and on our website at bossrush.net. If you enjoyed the discussion on today's episode, leave the video a like or a good rating on your podcast app. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you gain ad-free access, early access to Expansion Pass and Book Club, and exclusive access to Power Block 1-Up. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys Wednesday, hopefully, for the Nintendo Direct. Everybody, we love you, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye. And we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Like, I got really confused on that.
I was trying to end it. Bye,
Were
everybody.
Were you? If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. We did it.
Yes.
All right. Hey, Ed, we're live.
Hi.
We're live on that thing called the internet.
The internets. The web.
Yeah. The web.
I remember. I think the first time I actually did like the internet stuff was at my local college. When I was going to college, we had our computer room, and I would go there to do my work and read like the gaming news and stuff like that. I remember I actually played Alien Hominid on the Flash. I was playing Flash games and stuff. Be like, I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this, and everything. And then once my mom got her internet, I was fine. Again, done computer. Then I got my own computer and been rolling with the internet ever since. And then technology has advanced.
It's been something, huh?
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I think it's been great, and in a lot of ways, I think it just has made people a lot meaner and a lot worse.
Oh yeah, truly that. I think, I think there are good things about the web, about the internet.
Oh yeah, of course there are.
And I know there are terrible things, and sometimes I think that's that individual or that community who want terrible stuff. Who want to put out terrible stuff and create chaos and terrible things. And I think we're kind of getting to a point where a lot of people are doing their best to change that idea and mentality of, and just be like, okay, this is so played out. This is so, overdone of the negativity of things on the internet. We're just trying to have fun and enjoy the good things in life. We don't need to be waking up getting on the internet and just seeing some nonsense,
Yeah, I mean, the internet is a bunch of nonsense if it's nothing else, right? So,
yeah. But I'm like, when there is good that comes out of it and people have fun, yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it makes a good time to interact. In that sense.
Yeah, it's just I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't enjoy the internet, because I do in a lot of different ways. And I mean, all of my best friends are on the internet, right? So that's something, but also like it's just this whole world has just been divided, I think, by the internet, and everything is absolute, and everything is it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah. But I think if we continue to try to make it better, I think that's the most thing that we could, and for right now, try and hope for that we can make it better.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, I'm just like, what would happen if the internet was gone? Like, how many jobs would be lost?
What would happen if the internet was gone?
Yeah, just like how many jobs would be lost?
I mean, mine would. My whole job is the internet.
That's true.
You know, I mean, seriously.
Like people, kind of depend on the internet for a lot of information, and skill training and learning, and just to have that all taken away, like how would the world even function in a sense?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that computers are going away and electricity's going away. It's just the internet itself. Like there's no more connection or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's things are just yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know, man. It's just a lot.
Okay.
So I'm just sorry. I'm sharing our fun on
different sites and stuff. Well,
yeah.
So everybody's looking at Xbox Next Console. It may have Steam, the app on it and stuff, and some people think it's trying to go in a more PC route. But I always felt like the Xbox was close to a PC even when the first Xbox came out. Something about it just felt like a PC gaming console.
Yeah, I mean, it's called the Xbox because of DirectX, which is a PC thing, right? So, yeah, it's the Xbox has always been. I mean, you look at the broadband adapter in the original Xbox. You look at the Xbox Live and the way that store was set up, right?
Yeah.
And, just the way Xbox functions and its integration into PC, obviously now with, it's, yeah, I mean, Xbox has always been closer to PC than I think people thought. And, even us for a while, right? Like it's just, that's Microsoft in a box, and I just think all these acquisitions and the way they need to make money now and the way that they need to kind of diversify, right?
Yes.
Has made that more clear than ever. And, I'm kind of sad that Xbox is like a boxes will probably go away sooner than later, right? Like as we know it, like I'm sure there'll always be an Xbox, right? But
yeah,
it's gonna be some sort of user friendly PC, and it's gonna. I think once they figure out how to integrate your Xbox library onto the PC store and into the PC space, right?
Yes,
that's when it's going to be over. Because they spent so much work. They spent so much money and work on backwards compatibility on the Xbox, right? That they don't want to waste that tech and that money. And because if you take that away, that's just a waste of money, right?
You're right.
If they move over to this PC thing, but also part of me wonders, at least first party stuff from that generation, right? Like a Gears collection that's been rumored, or a Fable collection that's rumored, right? Getting those onto modern platforms and onto Game Pass, right, might alleviate that pain a little bit.
Yeah.
But it just depends on your third party, how invested are you in third party, which, we'll talk about later, but I just got 2 third party games on Xbox because, one of them super popular and one of them I was super interested in. And I was actually debating on whether or not I should get them on Xbox at this point, but I did because I like the platform much better than the PlayStation platform. So,
right. I haven't got my Pro yet, so a lot of my bigger third party games is going to be on Xbox, and I think I choose more. It's going to be weird when I get my PlayStation 5 Pro and play games on that controller. I kind of want to get definitely a good feel of the controller. I know games like Astrobot felt good in my hands. I definitely want to have my Pro when Ghost of Yotai comes out because I want to play that and see how that feels in my hands. Xbox, that controller, with some pretty much a little bit more refinement, it's just like I think my hands got adapted to it ever since Xbox One and playing games on it. I think that's why like Destiny 2 is so popular for me on Xbox. It just really feels good on my hands, and my my wrists and stuff don't hurt that much. With it, like even when I play my Nintendo games, like using the Pro controller, that's always comfortable. So I'm like, yeah, when it comes to like bigger third party games for right now, I definitely do choose Xbox for it. And I think for me personally, like I tell people, it's been a big jump because I didn't like the 360 in that controller. That system, it's like you and the Wii, Corey. The Xbox 360 and me don't get along. But one Series X has been like wonderful systems, just great systems of playing games on them. And like PlayStation 4 is okay, but I don't like the design.
I actually really like the PlayStation 4 controller. I wish like you could use the DualShock 4 on the PlayStation 5 because I would be way more likely to play it.
I couldn't. Well, I don't know, something about Destiny 2, that demo hurt my wrist playing.
Well, I mean, first person shooters, in my opinion, need to play on the staggered sticks if you're going to play on console. Right?
Yeah,
that's my opinion. I know people are used to the PlayStation controller, but that's my opinion. So, I don't really care to play first person shooters on the PlayStation controller, which I don't. Right? I mean, I don't play it much over there anyway, but
Right, and I would play if there was something exclusive for PlayStation as a first person shooter. I'll give it a try. But I'm like, when like Wolfenstein, like the 1 and 2 and everything. Like I finished Wolfenstein 2 on PlayStation 4, and I'm just like, okay, it was fine. Man, I played that mug on Xbox One, and I'm like, oh, this feels so. I played it in my Series X, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this feels so much better. Wolfenstein, I'm just like, yeah, I think with first person, I think Microsoft got it right with that controller for first person shooters.
Yeah, the staggered sticks is definitely a win, and I think Halo influenced that, right? It's just
yeah.
I wonder why that is, though. Because like I don't know, it's weird. I just wonder why that's just the natural way your hands lay on the controller.
I think it has to do something with easy access for some reason. It feels good. Like it doesn't feel like it's burning your wrist for some reason. I just think it's like it's easier access because the way that your hand is holding the controller and how you can use your thumbs in order to move around and your right finger to hit the right trigger to shoot and stuff. There's just something getting accustomed to your hand, getting accustomed to it and making it feel comfortable with it. Where I think PlayStation, I think they just not saying that they missed the mark, but I'm like there's something that doesn't feel right that Xbox have.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a comfort level.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if the Switch Pro controllers are going to be backwards compatible.
I hope so.
I would assume so, right? I mean, I would assume they will be. But I guess you never know. But I mean, I've just invested in so many controllers and stuff for that thing that, like, I mean, obviously I'll buy at least one, but like, I don't need more than two unless they have cool collector's editions ones, right? Because I'm never gonna have more than like my kids playing with me or like a person over to play, right? Like, and they don't care. They don't know what controllers they're using, right? They just want to play.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was thinking a lot about that.
I think if they do what Xbox does, like if you got your Xbox One controller and you hit that button and you somehow sync it, you can now use that controller on that system without cutting your old console off on if you got it hooked up. So I think that would be easier. So I think Nintendo hopefully would do the same thing to be like, oh, we recognize this. So it's not on Switch 1 anymore. It's on Switch 2. Now you can just easily play and everything. And I know Nintendo's going to put out some Pro Controller 2s that people probably will go and buy one and everything. I actually would be shocked if Nintendo was just like, they don't show it in their direct, but they said that, yeah, if we're now opening our system to for you to use any controller that you want, wirelessly and everything. So if you have an Xbox, Steam controller, PlayStation controller, you could select whatever. And I think if something like that happened, it's not only good business for Nintendo, it's good business for everybody. PC, Steam, Microsoft, and Sony, because people will buy controllers just to use on Switch 2.
I mean, I think people who prefer the Switch controller over, like, if they have a PlayStation and a Switch, right? Like, you can plug the Switch, and they're also into PC gaming, right? But maybe they don't want to use mouse and keyboard. You can plug your Switch controller in and use it.
Yeah.
And I think it just reads it like an Xbox controller. So like your button mapping might be off a little bit, obviously, because like, B and A are backwards and X and Y are backwards. But like, if you know your way around an Xbox controller, you're going to know that anyway. So,
right.
That did affect me while I was playing some Monster Hunter the other day, though. Because like I've been playing so much Switch for so long this year that like I went to use I played Xbox for the first time in like forever, and it was like press A to do this or whatever, or press B to do this, and I was pressing A on accident because like the buttons are backwards.
The single player podcast, we were talking about that, about getting your hands used to a certain type of controller and then transferring to another controller with the button switch and everything. So go from Switch to Xbox to Switch. And I was telling Sebastian, that's what happened when you get accustomed to one console. I'm like, Sony kind of does the same thing in a sense, but I'm like,
I think they were smart going with the shapes instead of the, letters. I think that really like helps people distinguish, what the, what I don't know, people who play multiple consoles, at least me. I'm dumb though, so maybe not everybody, but it's
Well, I was telling Sebastian, I'm just like, this is the hard thing to memorize. So Nintendo's B is Microsoft's A, and PlayStation's X on the
Mhm.
controllers. I'm
Mhm.
like, and so each game that you play, like if we was all playing the same game, you gotta realize that if I'm playing on Xbox, it's this but it's the A button. If I'm playing on Nintendo, it's the B button. If I'm playing on Sony, it's the X button for
Mhm.
this one game and everything. And we haven't trained ourselves to think about that because we're used to like being maybe connected to one controller for that particular game
Mhm.
or system preference and everything.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I don't know. Controllers are weird, man. I don't wish they were all the same because I think that would be kind of boring, but also
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old and my brain doesn't work as well, you know. So
Yeah.
anyway, Switch 2, I hope they don't change too much about the controller. I There are two things I would like on that controller though,
Mm-hmm.
right? One is a headphone jack or some sort of way to hook up headphones or a microphone to it, right? Like that's one.
Okay.
Definitely number one. Not that I use it that much, but like sometimes if I'm playing on the TV, I would like to be wearing a headset or something and not a wireless one, and I can't because there's not really an option unless I got one with like a cord that was 30 feet long, you know.
Yes.
Uh, and then two, I would like what was the other one I wanted? Shoot. I forget what the other button was,
Well,
so it must not have been that important.
I can't agree with you with the wireless. I mean the wired one. Well, for like Xbox, I do have my headset into my controller, even
Uh-huh.
though it's running off of batteries for the controller and everything. But I think with my Switch, I feel it feels good to have on my wireless Sony headphones, because like with that portability, it just makes everything easier in a
Uh-huh.
sense. And if I'm like somehow listening to YouTube or something like a podcast or a chill hop on YouTube and stuff, and I gotta kind of run to the bathroom, I don't have to take my system. I got everything still in my ear, and I
Uh-huh.
could do what I need to do and everything without worrying about a wire. Now, if we if as long as the pro controller stays where you just gotta charge it and everything, that you don't need to switch out batteries and stuff, then yes, having having a wired headset jack in the controller would be super cool.
Uh-huh.
uh,
Yeah. I think it would just be nice to have that option.
mhm.
Man, what was the other thing I wanted? There was something else that I don't really think you need a touchpad like PlayStation has. I think that's just a waste.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want something like that, just put an extra button on the controller, right? Like
Mhm.
that C button that seems to have shown up in the promotional materials, right? Like maybe that's something, right? But because a lot of like outside of Sony, like nobody really uses the touchpad for unique things, right? It's just a
Right.
button for the most part. So, uh, I mean, even in Destiny, like the PlayStation has the PlayStation 4 had less buttons than the Xbox One controllers, like
Uh-huh.
one less. So they use the touchpad as that extra button. And so it's like, oh, well, if you're playing on PlayStation, it got like, because if you're swapping between the consoles, it's like, how do I bring up my stuff? Oh yeah, I got to hit the touchpad instead of the I don't know what they're calling them these days, the select button, right? But I don't know, the three bar button or the double
Yeah.
square button. I don't know, man. God, just remember when things were easy.
Yes.
Start and select, guys. Come on. Man, remember when start and select actually meant select and start?
Exactly.
Like I just remember on like Duck Hunt, you would have to hit select to change the like which game you're playing, and then press start. You know.
Yeah.
Man, what a time to be alive, huh?
Or well, the Sega Master System had none of that. You had to press the start button by hitting 1.
Oh yeah,
It was 1 or 2.
yeah. The Master System was. I wonder why that didn't take off, huh?
Well, it led to the Genesis. So
yeah, and they relaunched that thing 3 times. So
true, very true.
Man, you know what I saw the other day, and I was like, I really wanted to buy it, but like the way used things are, it just I was like, with the Switch 2 coming out and like a bunch of other things happening and coming up, I just couldn't like bring myself to spend that kind of money. But I saw the redesigned Super Nintendo.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the used game store up by me has had the top loading NES for a while.
Oh, nice.
It's just really expensive, and I just think the average person has no idea what it is, you know.
It was to stop from like blowing and everything. You just put it in like that.
Yeah. Weird though, man. The dog bone controller is like definitely the progenitor of the Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah, that is true.
Man, those when Nintendo would redesign consoles, I was always like fascinated.
Well, the redesign stuff for me when it came to Nintendo was like the Game Boys, was the handheld stuff. Like I seen a picture that they got a redesign for their console, but the first time I seen a redesigned console was the red Wii, when it was just that small square and it was only the disc that you could put in and play. That's the first time I see any console redesign in stores. Everything else, there was never in stores.
And remember the Wii Mini, the weird Canada exclusive box or whatever? That was that black box with the red trim on it.
That's the one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
the
this
one.
Weird square, like it almost looked like a Apple TV, but like larger, because it was just this like rounded square box that you just slip the disc in like a DVD player, like a, you know, I mean, like I don't really know what to compare it to. Like it looked like an Apple TV with a disc drive in it.
Yeah, because you didn't get the menu and all of that stuff. You literally just put it in and your game loaded up and you play. Like they stripped that mug down.
Yeah. Which was crazy. It's just like that's what it was, you know. It just
we started at toys, and then once Wii U came out, that was it. We didn't get no more Wii stuff. Besides like the controllers and everything. But like consoles, once the consoles were sold out, that was it.
Yeah. I mean the Wii is the only Nintendo launch title, or launch console. I shouldn't say that, but like the only console that I got at. Let me back up. It's the only Nintendo console that I don't have my original one of, is my Wii, and that's because of the you know, when my apartment burned down, like it melted my Wii, so I had to get a new one. So my Wii is the weird Walmart blue, like but it's not backwards compatible with the GameCube. It was that redesign. And I was so upset because I didn't really know that existed. Like, the Wii that wasn't backwards compatible with the GameCube. Like I had to like look it up. I remember looking it up specifically because like I played a lot of GameCube games on my Wii. That's how I played my GameCube, was my Wii. You know, because I just had it hooked up to play the Wii games, and I was like, well, I'll leave my GameCube at my parents' house in storage until I figure out what I'm doing with my life, and I can just play my GameCube games on my Wii. And then when that happened, it was devastating.
Oh no.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't play my GameCube anymore. Except I have my GameCube, so I guess it wasn't really that big of a deal, but it was. I lost my Wii and 3 of my 4 Wavebirds that day.
Oh,
I know.
everybody's heart just broke.
I know. I've had some bad luck with GameCube stuff, man.
I had the white Wii, and then I ended up buying the black one because I bought the white one, kept it in the office so my mom and them could play Animal Crossing and Mario Kart and all of that. And then I bought the black one once they released it.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. I actually had to send my white one off to get fixed because like it stopped reading the disc. Then it got fixed and it was all good to go. But like when I got my black one, I was all in my room and I was able to game on there. And stuff. And then I had to take off my GameCube, be like, well, GC, it's been a good run.
Yeah.
And then put up and then put up my PS3. It was just like Wii PS3 back and forth.
I'm like, as much as I don't miss the financial situation I was in back then of like trying to figure out what I was gonna do, you know, like there's something about the way I was playing games back then where it just like felt really like fun and not inconsequential. And maybe that's just because like obviously I wasn't doing podcasts or anything back then, but like I also wasn't paying attention to the stuff online. I just literally played what I thought was interesting and was reading in the magazines and stuff. And then, you know, it just like kind of went into some other games, obviously, but
it was, for me, it was like EGM and 1UP. And, you know, being a multi-gamer, because like full on Nintendo. Just full on Nintendo. Like I said, had Sega with my brother and everything. And when I jumped out of from Nintendo, TurboGrafx was a Christmas present. Dreamcast was my first console that I brought out of Nintendo stuff. And everything.
Man, the Dreamcast.
And I was just playing. I'm like, if there was an arcade that came to console, I would do my best to play it. And then just like once I got my job and was working and while going to school, and I was able to afford all the consoles and be able to play everything and stuff.
Yeah, it was a good time, huh? Games. Dreamcast too, man. I lost a lot of Dreamcast stuff in that fire too.
I was too late in buying a lot of the Dreamcast stuff. When they said they weren't making it anymore, I was starting hitting all of these used stores and stuff, trying to get stuff.
Yeah, I kind of, man, I miss that generation of games so much, and it's like it's a shame that like the GameCube, Dreamcast, Xbox, PlayStation 2 generation is like the hardest generation to play games now.
Yes,
like unless those games were like remastered or remade or something, like there's almost no way to play those games, you know. Like, you know, you look at some of the GameCube stuff that I mean, you have the first Luigi's Mansion, you have like, you know, Fire Emblem, you have the sports games, you have so many of those games were just not like you just can't play them, you know. And I know people want GameCube on NSO, which I'm still of the mind that here's the thing. I know they need more content for NSO, right? Because it definitely feels like third-party games are just like not gonna be on the service, you know. But like, man, I would rather just have HD remasters of all of those games.
But like you said, GameCube is the right thing to remaster those games because they look good. They just need some touch up and quality of life things. And when they do that, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I still think like I think you look at stuff like Skyward Sword HD or the Wii U Zelda game like remakes, or you know, Thousand Year Door, even the 3DS games that have been remade, like Luigi's Mansion 2, or
Yeah.
like they all still look really good. And I know a lot of work went into like the remakes of those games, but like the structure of the games are there. Like it's really like an artist and engineering thing of like making sure the games work like they're supposed to, because like the stories are there. You don't have to create any new characters really or anything, right? Like it's all there. You just have to like touch it up. And I'm not saying that that's easy to do, right? But
Right.
it's much. I feel like the entire process is much easier because you don't have to like do a lot in pre-pro. You don't have a lot to do in like designing things. It's all there. You just have to like, if you want to redesign something, you have to redesign it within the confines of what that is in the original game, right? So,
yes.
It's only if you're doing something super drastic like Final Fantasy VII remake, or even the Resident Evil games to an extent, right? Like that's when those get kind of fuzzy, but also like the story structure of Resident Evil 2 is still there. You know, you just you build around it.
You're right.
It's funny how much, even though I'm not in the games industry, like my job, like researching and looking at a bunch of stuff that a lot of game companies actually use. It's actually funny how much I've actually learned about game development in general from my job.
Oh, wow. That's nice. You know, that's awesome.
Well, you know, because like I mean, NVIDIA is obviously like a huge company right now, like to watch, and especially in like the artificial intelligence space. And
it's kind of like the leading company for video games and consoles.
And like AMD obviously is another big one, right?
Yeah.
But like, even though where I work, we don't deal with the gaming side of that stuff. That technology still exists within the consoles that we play. They just don't present it in that aspect, you know. And it's kind of fascinating to learn about all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, good times, huh?
Yes. Well, Corey, how about we roll and get the show going?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we could do that, huh?
That's a good post show, I would say.